Hello, adventurers, and welcome to Grognard and Friends, where friends gather to explore the world of the Aria and play Dungeons and Dragons. A quick reminder that on Sunday, August 7th, Grognard and Friends will go dark for the evening. We will be happy to be back the following week with renewed energy and excitement and possibly a special surprise for all of our friends. And speaking of the friends, let's check out this week's episode of Grognard and Friends. When last we left the friends, they had finally made it to the village of Forest Grove, where they met a number of the locals. A young woman selling meat pies that seemed quite taken with Gaius, the innkeeper of the Sunny Day Inn, as well as a number of the inn's patrons. They were even able to check in with the merchant Silas Marner and his young but very pregnant wife, for whom they were sent to help, as well as the mayor, Seamus Calhoun, who was planning a party to officially welcome the friends. Okay, friends, we're going to backtrack just a little bit, just to cover our bases. You made it back to the Sunny Day Inn after speaking with the mayor, and everyone goes up to their rooms. But before you do, Gaius, please give me a perception check.
Yes, the thing I am very good at. Even rolling a 4, I still have a 12.
Okay.
That's how impressive it is. I notice people.
You notice a couple things.
There's the early bartender. He was a delight, huh?
Gaius is here till Thursday, everyone. Try the veal.
Don't try the veal. They're trying to pass it off. Or the fish. Don't get the fish. Chicken only.
You are about ready to head up to your room like everyone else. When you realize that I believe you left your horses outside tied to the... I don't think... Did you set up...
We took them up. We took them up with us to the manor. Or are you talking after we came back?
Yes.
Oh, after we came... I had assumed, because we set up rooms and everything, we were the horses. If not, then we'll do that now.
Okay.
Gaius does take care of the animals. He is pet friendly.
Okay.
You're the responsible one?
Yeah, I feed your rabbit when you forget to, even though I am almost certain it tried to kill me at least twice.
He's a murder, really.
So Nikita is already sound asleep. Butt Trumpet and Reed just go right up to bed. Gaius, your foot is on the bottom step when you go, oh crap,
oh, shit,
didn't do
horses.
anything with the horses. And I'll tell you what, everyone else take off your headphones.
Oliver, that's the bartender's name. Holy crap, didn't even need to look at the notes. You made such an impression. Oliver, we have the rooms and everything. We have 2 horses to stable up. I've kind of forgot them, sadly. I swear.
Where'd you forget them?
Oh, no, they're right out front. I forgot to mention to give them stable here, if that's a possibility.
Okay. It'll be for the 2 of them, 5 silver a night. He says, hold on a second, they're out front?
Oh, yes, just right out front.
Okay. As you're saying this, you notice a couple things. There are a few people here and there. When you went up the hill and then came back, other than it at the mayor's estate, you didn't see anything that even slightly resembled a city guard or a town guard or anything like that. But sitting here at the bar in his full, dressed just like the people up at the estate, is what appears to be a guard. He's eating a full plate of ribs. He has a mug and a very large tumbler in front of him. And the strangest thing of all that you notice, the bartender, Oliver, Mr. Sunnyday, is being exceedingly nice to him and even say, you want me to top that off for you? And he's topping things off with obviously a bottle of whiskey and, pulling him another draft and just keeping him very well stocked, as it were.
I guess while I'm waiting to make sure the horses are taken care of, I turn to this gentleman. I have to ask, pardon me interrupting your meal. How have you gotten Oliver to be so pleasant to you?
Uh, he's always nice to me. I've
Interesting.
I've
Oh,
never
well,
ever had a problem with Mr.
really?
Sunnyday. He's always very cordial and very nice to me. And as this is happening, Oliver has come out from behind the bar, went over to the door that you assume goes to the kitchen, and you
Hmm.
hear him go, "Hey, yeah, yeah, close up the kitchen. Yeah, I need you to do something." And you see a woman about his age, short, rather plump, but with a face that looks like it was probably at once very cherub-like. Now you notice a lot of lines around the eyes and around the bottom of the mouth. And
Mm-hmm.
she goes, "Yes, Oliver. Close up the kitchen. You can take care of that stuff later. I got 2 horses out front. I need you to take them down to Mabel's." He looks over to you guys and says, "You don't know how long you're going to be here, do you?"
Not at the moment. I know at least 2 days because the talking with the mayor, apparently he's going to be throwing a party in 2 days. FYI, Oliver. I'm sure he's probably going to be tapping you for that.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. Mabel, tell Mabel that it's open ended for right now, and we'll let her know.
Gaius leans over to the guy. It's like, you see what I mean? He seems real short with other people.
Guy's eating. He said, "I didn't notice." Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Whatever.
Oliver, could I get a refill on this? Oh, coming right up, coming right up. And he hurries around. The woman just heads out the door, and you don't see her again. Um, the other thing. Okay, did you want to continue with this gentleman at the bar?
I basically to do some pleasantries. Pardon me for the rudeness of just the weird, illogical way I'm having this discussion with you. My name's Gaius. New to town. Pleasure to meet you. You are.
He takes another big mouthful, and with his mouthful says, "Shin."
Shin. Pleasure to meet you. I assume you work for the guard. Is that what the regalia is for?
Yeah,
Is it guard regalia, Paul? Is that
yeah,
what he's
yeah.
wearing?
That's what I'm saying.
Uh,
He looks like the people up on top of the hill at the mayor's house who were obviously not personal people, but obviously wearing a uniform.
Oh, okay. Well, oh, okay, Shin. I met some of your compatriots earlier. I was up at the mayor's manor. Um, we were sent from Seven Rivers to investigate. The missing girl. Silas Marner's daughter that went missing.
Guys, roll me another perception check, please.
26.
Okay.
I see into this man's soul,
Not
or whatever.
exactly how this works, but okay. You notice that the guy kind of keeps looking at you like he's not really interested and probably doesn't care. But even more so, you're noticing Oliver kind of looking at you, he's now standing in front of the guy, kind of looking at you. Like, did you need anything, sir?
Oh, Oliver, forgive me. I was just waiting to make sure that the horses were taken care of. That's all.
Oh, they are. And he just kind of stands there looking at you. Now, guys, something else that you noticed coming
Mhm.
back. You've been in small towns and small villages before. They don't have like a temple district like Seven Rivers or anything like that, but there's usually a communal church or a temple to a particular god, even if it's in a small scale.
Yeah.
You didn't notice anything like that here. And with the stuff that's been occupying your thoughts recently, that just kind of you find interesting.
I mean, hell, even Stoat's Hole had somebody, and that was way smaller than this place.
Right.
I'm curious, Oliver. One more question before I leave. You
Did
don't have
want
like
drink?
yeah. You know what? I'll take a quick ale. Or do you have wine here? You don't have wine, right?
Well, we have wine. We have some of the ladies in town make elderberry wine that not a lot
Oh,
of people drink, but I have it. I stock it.
you know what? Let me get a glass of the elderberry wine, please. I haven't
Okay,
had
you
that
want
in
me
a
to
while.
take it over to your table that you were sitting at before?
I'll probably. Is it okay if we take drinks to our rooms and stuff like that? Is that a thing that you don't mind? I'll probably get it and I'll go. I just while you're pouring it, had one extra question. I'm going to be hitting the hay.
He goes, well, just let me get the bottle.
Of course, Oliver.
And he seems to be looking for it, and finally finds it, and takes out the cork and gets a goblet and pours it for you, and puts it in front of you and says, "I'll be a silver."
Slides across the table or at the bar counter. Oliver, quick question. I am a man of the faith. I was curious. I didn't notice like a church or like even like some religiously agnostic kind of building, or is there a vicar of some sort in town? Just wanted to usually like it's nice if you're a priest going into somebody else's territory to let them know that you're there. That way there's no kind of like conflict of religion. You don't want religious conflict in places.
The guard next to you like takes another big bite and says, "I think he's talking about poaching followers. He's probably worried about that."
Yeah, exactly, Shin. Thank you. Spot on.
Don't mention it.
So, Ollie, I just didn't notice anything, so I just didn't want to necessarily, if I occasionally talk about my faith, I didn't want to start any trouble.
Well, I don't think you'll have to worry too much about that. Calling me Ollie might cause some trouble. I don't like that.
Oh, you full Oliver?
Or Mr. Sunnyday. I don't know.
Which do you prefer? Mr. Sunnyday?
Mr. Sunnyday for you, yeah.
Okay. I don't have a problem, Mr. Sunnyday.
I didn't say you did.
Well, so nothing in particular then here in town.
I think people kind of practice their own stuff in their own privacy, actually.
Oh, okay.
Not my business.
Well, that's understandable. It sort of is my business, or at least to preach my own stuff. But like I said, I didn't want to cause any issues if there was, a religion of another faith here that especially might be antithetical to what I preach. So I didn't want to start any problems, because that's not really why I'm here. Here to find a missing child. So I thank you for the elderberry wine, and you have a good night. And Guy takes a cautious sip, because this is definitely like somebody in this town definitely stepped on these berries to make this wine kind of thing. And he's like he knows the process, and he's like, oh shit, this is a rustic town wine.
It's actually quite good.
Oh damn!
It's a little on the sweet side from the natural nature of the berries, and it obviously has not been fermented for a long time, but it's quite good.
Mr. Sunnyday, I don't know who makes this elderberry wine, but they do an excellent job. Just pass that along to whoever does, by the way.
I'll let Griselda know. She'll appreciate it. Her and her friends make it.
Oh, excellent. Before I leave, I might buy a bottle of this. It's hard to find good wine in this area for some reason.
Yeah,
Seven
people
Rivers
don't drink
does.
it. I think that's probably the best reason I can think of.
It's so weird. And I just like mutter to myself as I wander back to my room.
Okay.
Nobody drinks wine. Who doesn't drink wine?
So you all go to bed. Who was in what room together?
I was bunking with Eldred.
Okay.
And it was Reed and Nikita, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because I challenged the unconscious Nikita to an arm wrestling competition, and they did not. Because they were not conscious.
My subconscious is pissed.
Oh, there's so many other reasons to be angry at me, but that's the least of it. Okay.
You could put your hand in a cup of warm water.
I did not do any of that. I am not a prankster. That is an Eldred move, if I've ever heard before.
Eldred says, I take offense to that.
Notice I didn't say he didn't do it.
Like I said, I take offense to that.
Yeah.
I represent that remark. Damn it.
You resemble it as well.
Okay, so Gaius, you are in a corner room. It's smaller because the other rooms kind of come in. You have Reed and Nikita on the one side of you, and you have Eldred and Butt Trumpet on the other side of you.
Just people sawing logs right next to me all night long.
Well, I'll say this. Butt Trumpet, you probably have it's not the most comfy bed in the world, but you still have like one of the best sleeps of your life.
Yay!
Reed, roll me a Constitution check, please.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You thought the snoring was bad before. Add Bunny to that. Oh, no, wait. The Bunny is in the other room with Eldred. For allergy reasons.
Used our thought of...
So 14.
Okay. You don't sleep very well, Reed. Nikita's snoring is kind of making it a very restless night.
A weird metal bar in the middle of the bed for some reason.
And
when I can, I'm just gonna take the bunny and see if I can place it next to her and see if that calms her down. See if she can sleep.
Well, you had actually, if you remember, you gave the bunny to Eldred because Nikita didn't want to sleep in a room with the bunny.
That's right. That's
And
right.
she's allergic.
Oh man, I
You
missed
could
the
have
bunny.
killed her in her sleep, Reed.
Accidentally.
I don't understand allergies. What are these things?
At some point, Gaius would have sat you down and had a allergies and me discussion because he didn't want you to kill Nikita with your rabbit.
Eldred says if you need to know more about it, he has a pamphlet on the birds and the bunnies, and he'll teach you all about it.
Oh, I got so many pamphlets.
There's also a
I spent
flannel
most of my
graph.
money on good card stock.
And
So you're saying my bunny's poison? Great.
Kind of.
Gaius, you hear the snoring through the one wall faintly.
Oh,
And
good.
it keeps you up for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And you think you're about ready to doze off. And you hear some loud creaking and some distant voices from outside. And your room has a window on each of two walls, a small window.
I guess I'll go and crack them open just to get some air in the room.
Okay.
I would have probably done that anyway.
Give me another perception check and tell me what it is.
15.
15. Okay. That's good enough. You can see the river from the one window, and you see the docks, and you would notice that there were two ships, and they're not really ships, they're boats. They're kind of like larger boats or very small ships, whatever you want to determine. But there's a couple wagons at the docks, and people are offloading things from the wagons onto the one boat. And one of the things that you notice is that there are a couple people who seem to just be on the lookout for things and seem to be looking around and everything. And there's no lights, there's no lanterns, no torches. They're doing this just under the stars and the little bit of moonlight there is tonight. But you can tell that it's, they're trying to keep things quiet, and there are people kind of watching.
Well, that's shady. Oh, this is so tempting. Guys, okay, hold on. Oh, gee, Christ. Bacchus, I mean, who's that Christ guy? Anyway, Gaius
Christian
pulls out,
Bacchus, attorney at law.
yeah, exactly. Gaius pulls out his studded leather armor, throws that on. He's like, no dexterity, or no stealth problems this time. Gets some like shoe polish, puts it under his eyes. He's like, all right. Takes out his book of knowledge, puts on his glasses, and is now proficient in stealth checks. And
Jesus.
Ooh, knowledge domain.
casting. Here, I'll make sure I do borrowed knowledge. He gets all that. He's like, all right, gonna try to get close to this nonsense. Going downstairs, is the place closed up for the night, or are people still around?
Oliver kind of in a corner cleaning up some stuff. You notice Shin out cold on the bar.
Interesting.
The
Yeah, I think you need
singing's
to.
great.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, just muttering a song under my breath.
Taken care of.
Okay. Seeing this, Gaius whips out his pipe and he's like putting tobacco, and he's like, "Oh, just going outside for a smoke." Ollie, oh, sorry, Mr. Sunny Day. Sorry.
He looks at you and then does a double take, looking at your eyes, and goes,
It helps with the glare.
You know we don't have any of those sort of bars here in town, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about. You know
I've
what
been
you're
to a
talking
big
about?
city.
We gotta trade notes then. I'm gonna step outside for a smoke.
You can smoke in your room. You don't need to step outside. He seems a little weirded out all of a sudden, like with your perception check from before. He definitely seems like, I don't know, something. He seems different. Let's put it that way.
Can I perform an insight check to get more information?
Absolutely.
Insight, go! 22.
22. You
Millimeters.
get the distinct feeling he does not want you to go outside.
So before I go back up, were the windows in my rooms Gaius-sized?
They weren't necessarily Gaia's size, but Gaia's could get through them. It wouldn't just be they're not picture windows.
Gotcha. Were there windows in the hall that I could use instead? Bigger ones?
The window in the hall is smaller.
Oh, okay.
It's at the end of the hall, and it's just a small little window.
Okay. Then to play it off, he's like, oh, I can smoke in the room. Thank you, Mr. Sunny Day. I was not
Don't
aware
mention
of
it.
that. Okay. Go back upstairs, put the pipe away.
Okay.
Adventure pack out, 50 foot of rope tied around crowbar to brace against windowsill. Throw out. All right. And
Okay.
Gaius is going to rappel down the side of the building.
Okay, so you're using a crowbar to anchor yourself?
Yeah, I'm assuming you said the window's not as... It's a little bit smaller than a normal window.
It's
And-
about a normal size window, but
It's a
you're a
normal
rather big guy.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm not wearing the scale mail. I got the studded leather on, so I'm
Right.
kind of trimmer than usual. Yeah, so like if you have the rope tied around the crowbar and kind of like braced against something,
Okay,
either that or you know what, tied around the bedpost, whatever you want to use it. Oh, and also he locks his door and then props a chair underneath the knob so to stop people from coming in.
Okay.
Getting full on, just the cleric not supposed to be doing rogue shit, but doing rogue stuff.
Give me a dexterity check, please.
My feelings are going to be hurt when I find out about this.
18.
Good enough. You make it down without any issue or injury. The only thing that does occur is the first time you let go of the sill to just put your full weight on your hands on the rope,
Mm-hmm.
you hear the loud creak scraping of the bed as it hits the wall. And it does lift up just a little bit, but you're fine.
Okay.
Um,
Shitty bed. Or I need to stop eating so much or something. Definitely not the drinking.
you make it down. It's only down a floor, so you're
Yeah.
good.
So with using the same amount of moonlight, I'm just trying to get within hearing distance of what's going on to see if I can overhear anything. If there's bushes nearby, just kind of like get behind one of those and see if I catch a conversation or something.
Okay, there is
I'm
not a
not-
lot. There's not a lot of foliage around this area because this is kind of the meeting of like 3 different roads. With
Is there
buildings.
any buildings or obstructions I can use then to block line of sight? Then
There are a number of crates stacked up near the dock.
the
But
crates
you
that are
would,
loading. on?
No, these are other things.
Okay.
But you would have to cross over kind of the intersection of the road, totally out in the open to get across there.
And there's nothing closer. Or
Nothing-
anything
I
else
mean,
I could use.
To get there, you have to cross over that road.
I have to cross over that road.
Mm.
Oh, you know what? I'm also going to cast Enhance Ability on myself, and I'm going to give myself Cat's Grace. So I now have advantage on all dexterity checks.
Okay.
And I also don't take damage when I fall 20 feet or less. So in case that rope climb back up into the window doesn't work out so hot. So yeah, Paul, I will, I guess, try to casually stealth across the roadway. Like, try not to be like, I'm sneaking, to more of not be obvious.
Okay.
But I guess this is a stealth check.
And what are your bonuses?
+5 to stealth.
Okay, so you got a 21. You get across.
Oh, also it's dexterity, so I have advantage on that.
Oh, that was with advantage.
Oh, okay, excellent. Oh, I'm so glad I have magic. Guys is definitely saying that to himself as he's like, I have no fucking clue what I'm doing.
You like slink across the road, waiting till everyone's head is turned. You get across. You get behind those crates. The first thing you hear is after you go, thank God I have magic. You hear very little talk. They seem to be doing everything in silence. Then you hear one of the men there says, is he ever going to get here with that other wagon? And another one of the people says, one of the guys says, he'll be here. He'll be here. He knows we only have a limited amount of time. And the other one says, I hope Oliver took care of Shin. He goes, he does. He always does. And, Shin's a lush as it is. So we're good. We're good. We just got to get it done as quickly as possible. And that's kind of the extent of what you hear. A lot of this is done in silence and being done as expeditiously as possible and as quietly as possible. What?
Okay. And they're loading crates. Anything else in particular?
Big crates.
Large crates?
Yeah.
So, do I recognize any of the voices from the people that I've met in town so far?
Give me a perception check, please.
14.
14. No, not a 1.
All right, so I'm going to, let's see, how long...
And they're all kind of hooded, and because it's not like a bright moon, it's kind of like a crescent moon.
Yeah.
A sliver of moon is visible. You don't get a good look at any of them.
Okay. So, I guess, how long, when I dropped down out of the window, how long did it take me to cross over? Only like a minute? Or something
Couple
like
minutes,
that?
maybe.
Yeah,
just because you're not an expert at stealthing like, say, Reed, but even with your enhanced ability, your natural nature is not to... to stealth, you have to kind of take your time because that's kind of the key to...
Yes. So the reason why I ask, because borrowed knowledge, which I did up in the room. So it took me, say, 15 minutes to get down to this position, Paul. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah.
Just, I'm rounding up for safety purposes. Gaius will hang out for about a half hour because he's got 2 spells running. So he's timing it so to see if he overhears anything else for like a half hour, and then he's going to slink away before like all of his spells run out.
Okay. Then in that time, what we'll say happens is the 2 wagons that are there, they finish offloading them and they take off. They head back quietly.
To into town?
Out of town.
Or out
further back, away from you.
Oh, what direction? Sorry, I'm still getting used to the Forest Grove area. From what we've learned so far, what direction did they go to?
The road that kind of goes parallel to the river away from you, towards the hill.
Towards the hill. That's what I was trying to figure. Okay.
And you then, because you did a good perception check before, what I'll do is I'll say this: you see it go over the bridge up the road across the river. And then you lose sight of them.
It crosses toward the manors.
No,
side
away
of the
from
river.
the manors.
Oh, away from the manor.
The hill is on your side of the river.
Gotcha. So it's riverside. Oh, all this is happening. Okay. I
Okay,
understand.
the other side of the river has what look like the mill and a number of buildings that might have been other businesses,
Mhm.
not like storefronts, but like other things
Business, yeah,
like mills, like, you know, craft
a
barn,
sawyer,
yeah,
carpenters, craftsmen of some
right.
sort that
And
don't
then
necessarily.
it's like a small area of that, like a line of it, and then past that is the beginning of the wood line.
Okay. All right.
To which past, you know, once you go past, you remember when before you came into town, you could see the mountains in the distance past the wood trees.
All right. So were those carts ever very close to Gaius at all? The wagons, or they were a distance off?
How close did you want to get?
Well, no. I'm just from your imagining, Paul. Like,
Ask me
was
what
I
you wanted. Ask me what you wanted to see, and I'll let you know whether or not you could have.
kind of like Gaius has been ever since half his party members keep disappearing from time to time, have been making like little wooden tokens and like carving them and then making them very specific so he can't locate people yet, but he can still locate objects. So he's literally just making GPS trackers for all of his friends.
Okay.
An
And
unconscious butt trumpet senses you're talking shit.
I already gave you yours, unconscious butt trumpet, as I mutter to myself in the dark. I was just seeing it like if guys could potentially like if it was close enough, loft one onto the wagon. But if it's too far, it's not that big of a deal.
You can give
But
it
if
a
it's not
shot.
something I could do stealthily, he's not going to do it because he knows he's out of his area of expertise.
You don't know how you could do it stealthily, but I will let you try to do it if you want by rolling an attack roll with disadvantage.
Yeah, you know what? No, he's not going to take that chance. He's not going to take that chance.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. Bad moment to do it. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, if nothing happens in the next half hour, Paul, he's going to sneak on back to.
Okay, from this moment a half hour?
If nothing has happened in well, since he got to that position, a half hour. So if it took 15 minutes to get there, he's going to wait a half hour at that position and then use the last 15 minutes of stealthiness he has to get out of there.
Okay. It's going on what you imagine to be a half hour
Okay.
when you notice another wagon coming down the road towards the docks.
From the same spot.
From the same direction, yeah.
Okay. He will give it 5 minutes to see if he overhears anything, but then at that point he's drawing the line there and leaving.
Okay. Give me another perception check, please.
Oh, Bacchus, please help me. Oh, you didn't, you dirty deity. Anyway, I don't think
The
with a
carrot,
10?
the wagon arrives, and you see the people who were like on the dock by the ship and everything. One was actually kind of leaning up against the crates on which you were on the opposite side from. They all kind of head up to the wagon as it comes to the docks, and you just hear muttering and mumbling, and you can tell it's a tad bit agitated, but it's still not loud enough for you to hear.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then now, especially that one guy's away from where Gaius is hiding, he is
Okay.
getting back to the what the hell is it? Sunny? Is it Sunny Day Inn as well?
Sunny day.
Sunny
Mhm.
Day. Just
Sunny
named after
Day
the
Inn.
guy. Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
Should be Gray Cloud or some bullshit. And that guy's probably a smuggler too, which I don't know if I'm necessarily against.
Go back, crossing the road, you end up kicking a rock in the road that you didn't catch before, and you trip, and you have no idea if anyone noticed or not.
Yeah, fuck it. Stealth. Just like low crawling a little bit.
Okay, so you drop to the ground in the middle of the road?
Well, you said I tripped. I didn't know if I tripped and fell or just.
No, you didn't fall, you just tripped.
Oh no, yeah.
Okay, so you get to the base of where the rope
Yeah.
is under your
Going
window.
dun. At this point, grab it to go up, and he's like, dun 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 dun. Don't know why I'm singing this song to myself.
You're
I so
walking
wi-
up this. You're
Yeah,
walking
I
up the
so wish
side.
I so wish I could be at the top of it, just sitting there like tapping my foot, like.
Boy, do I have a story to tell you.
You go part
Anyway.
way up, a window opens and says, "Ah, Cape Crusader,
Batman.
are you here to keep the village of Forest Grove safe?"
I don't. It's a cloak, not a cape.
Just kidding. You make it up to the top and you make it in. The only thing that's a little difficult and a little unexpected is that the front end of your bed is all the way up and the rope kind of goes over the sill, and the rope has ridden up to just under the mattress, and like it's
Yeah. So, like, kind of like brace himself in the window frame and just kind of like let the tension off the rope and let the bed just kind of like ease back down into position before he just flops in the bed.
okay. You do that, and the bed does kind of hit not so graceful.
Yeah, don't care because I'm less and less liking Oliver by the hour.
Okay.
Pull the rope back in, put it all away, just clean the. I'm like, why did I even do that? I don't
Okay. Anything
take the shit
else?
off and go to bed.
Okay.
Just guys, definitely tells everybody, not in the inn, about what happened last night.
Okay. Well, everyone's asleep, right?
I will do that. Yeah, I'm just letting you know that will be happening.
Okay. You
And then I get
steer.
a full night's sleep.
You still hear the sawing wood from through the one wall.
Of course.
Reed, at some point you do hear from somewhere else in the inn, but it's just like
I found my keys.
so
Worst in ever.
Why they take my keys with me?
Who made these walls? It's so cheap.
Oliver. He doesn't give a shit.
Guys, we'll say because you're the early riser of the group, you get up the next morning and
Good morning, Mr. Sunny Day. Are you a morning person?
he looks at you and says, "I suppose you want breakfast."
Yes. In about a half hour or so, I'm going to go outside and do some calisthenics. And maybe get at one with myself, just a touch. So, if people look out the back window of the inn, you might see him doing a mix of wind sprints and yoga, I guess.
Okay, well,
Just
before
gonna
that happens, you're about ready to do that when you see a person come in with basically a small deer around their neck and a large sack, and they put the large sack on the bar, and it just kind of it's like a squelching, squishy sound as they put this on the bar. And Oliver says, "Thank you, Huntress. Could you take that in the back, and we'll take care of things."
Usual place.
Yes.
Usual place.
Yes. And could you describe what Gaius here sees?
Gaius sees a girl. A girl on the younger side couldn't be like older than late teens, maybe early 20s if you wanted to push it. Clearly spends a lot of time. Looks like she spends a lot of time outside with the like a toasted almond tone to her skin, hair braided into cornrows to be kept out of the way, like a practicality. And she's wearing this almost like it almost looks like a patchwork quilt, except it's made of leather, like different patches of leather. And you can see a lot of like hand stitching on it that implies like it was less about the aesthetic and more for the functionality. So it's like, oh, wherever there was a tear, eventually a new skin was added, a new bit of leather was added on and attached and fixed to it to repair any damage that it may have taken over time, as well as like a few leaves and such attached to it. Not many, but some, to sort of give it in like a some dried leaves, sort of like a almost like it could be a kind of camouflage or cover in like a forest floor or something.
Kind of like a ghillie suit, almost.
Almost like a ghillie suit, yeah.
Okay.
Very mild ghillie suit. Also, like on her back, you see a very worn and well used bow.
The bow, Gaius, looks. It almost looks like a play bow as opposed to most bows you've seen people use, because it looks like it was kind of roughly carved out of a large branch, but it looks like you recognize that the wood is quite old. Once again,
okay.
It's more about function than fashion.
Well, good morning, milady. Or that sounded weird. Hunter? Yes, that's more appropriate. And good morning, Hunter. I am Gaius. It looks like you just brought Hey, Oliver, is this breakfast? Oh, sorry, Mr. Sunny Day. Is this going to be breakfast, or is this more like a lunch thing?
It's probably for lunch, or probably actually for dinner, although if you want some, he lifts up the one squelching sack, says, if you want a little of this, I could probably have it thrown into something for you.
Lean over to the person I don't know yet. That's not Stoats, is it?
It is not.
It's not a weasel-like creature, right?
We talked about what this is. It's kind of squelchy and kind of rubbery.
Yeah. No.
Okay. You know what? Just lunch. I'll do whatever you were planning on doing for breakfast. I appreciate it. Sorry, Hunter. Yes, I'm Gaius, cleric of Bacchus, here with some friends. Pleasure to meet you. What's your name? Why am I so awkward when I start conversations with people?
Thalia, and I couldn't tell you why you were awkward.
Oh, I know why I'm awkward. It's a morning thing. Yes, not a morning person. Fuck, I am a morning person. Anyway, it's a pleasure to meet you, Thalia. But I need to do my calisthenics to wake me up, so I don't sound deranged in the brain. I'll be right back.
As you go out, Gaius, you see a different guard coming in. And I would imagine about this time, Nikita, because you slept so long, you're probably up next.
Definitely. I would check on Reed, see if he's awake or not.
He is out cold and like starfishing across the bed.
Perfect. I didn't wake him. Yes.
Mostly because exhaustion knocked about 2 hours ago.
Just as the sun was peeking up over the horizon. Reed just couldn't take it anymore and...
Nikita stretches, realizes she needs to do a bigger stretch, so wants to be quiet, not wake Reed up, goes outside. Is there a landing area or just the stairs?
The stairs are at the end of the hallway and go down.
Okay. Probably best to go to the stairs then. Do they have a railing?
Yes.
Excellent. Nikita will very ungracefully climb onto the railing and then hang herself from it with her arms to try to get a really good stretch because she slept so well.
Okay. You will have
the
to
near-death will do that.
Kind of do it while kind of sitting on a step because it's not an individual. Okay. It's a banister kind of attached to the wall, but you can do that.
Oh, that'll work. That'll work.
Gaius, there was an older man with the guard coming in as you went out, so you know.
As I'm walking out the door, before I turn back around, Thalia, in case you're interested, I'm a part of an adventuring group. We are going to be doing some work in the area. Are you knowledgeable of the woods in this general location of Forest Grove?
About as knowledgeable as one can be.
Good. We may be looking to hire, so if you want to potentially take part in this and maybe earn some of the coin we'd be earning, we're looking for a missing girl. Just think about that.
Okay. As Gaius goes out, Gaius, the last thing you hear is as this guard and the older gentleman walk into the inn. The last thing you hear is the older gentleman say, "Ah, huntress, just the person we want to see."
Busy morning.
If everyone but Thalia could take off your headphones, please. Thalia, this gentleman is kind of, he's affiliated with the mayor who lives at the top of the hill. He's the one that seems to do the business for the mayor. You've seen him once or twice before when they've needed you to supply them with game or various other things. And it seems this is a similar thing. The gentleman asks you how much do you think you could provide? Especially deer or boar would be especially welcome. They would need it by tomorrow, unfortunately. But on top of it, your presence has been requested tomorrow evening at the mayor's estate. This is odd. You have never been your presence has never been requested anywhere in this village. So that's a little odd for you.
What time of year is it? Do I know how accessible the request is, like the beer and the boar and the deer?
It's spring, so
Okay.
you should be able to fill that request to a certain degree, although some of what you might have to get might be yearlings or so.
Smaller side, because Why am I requested?
Oh, it's a party. But your presence is needed there.
I hope that I'm not expected to dress up. I don't really have much party wear.
The mayor is well aware of that. You just come, if you can just clean yourself up a little bit, that's all he asks.
I suppose I can manage both of those requests.
And he turns and leaves. The guard with him kind of is looking at the bar, like looking at the drink and everything, and then all of a sudden notices that he left and says, "Oh, damn," and follows out after him. And you see the woman that you usually deal with from the kitchen kind of standing in the doorway looking at you.
Bring the deer over to the back area where
sack.
I usually do.
Okay.
In the sack, yeah.
Okay. So you bring that in and you place it on a on the table in the kitchen. So Nikita, you after you stretch, do you then go down the stairs?
Absolutely. Did I hear any of that, or was I popping my spine?
No, you didn't hear any of that. When you do
It
get
was
to
so satisfying.
The alignment of your vertebrae, just like popcorn right in your ears.
Oh,
Exactly.
more like snap, crackle, and pop.
There you go.
Rickety cracky, there goes the backity.
Yeah. Oh, also, you can't feel your feet anymore for some reason.
You get
It's
to
fine.
the
I'll
bottom.
fix it.
You get to the bottom of the stairs, and coming out of what you can see by looking past them is the kitchen. So coming out of the kitchen, you see a tall, thin, young woman dressed in leather that is kind of like a patchwork leather that has a number of leaves and things attached to it almost to create a camouflage effect. Her skin is kind of a chestnut color from the sun. Her skin also kind of it's not leathery, but it definitely looks like it's been in the elements quite a bit. And comes out of the kitchen, sees you, nods, and then starts going around the bar towards the door.
I nod in return. I do not recognize this person. I do not see anyone else. So, do I know Mr. Oliver's last name, or should I just... Do I still call him Oliver?
You don't even know him as Oliver. You just you assume he's the innkeeper or the bartender or something.
Straight ass unconscious this entire time.
Yeah.
Impressive. I rested.
But on brand.
You died twice.
Yes. Yeah.
Briefly, but you were dying
Twice.
twice. Yeah. I brought you back, and then you were like, you know what? One more time.
Just to make
That
sure.
was cool. Do it again.
Got to experiment with how close to death we can get. Where is
Please
the
stop
actual
that.
line?
I would love if
Where are
we
the
took short
boundaries?
rests more frequently. You have hit dice,
I
people.
will nod at the huntress. There are Wait, we had a. Do I remember having a table at the inn?
Yes, you do.
Or
Vaguely.
Remember that table intimately. It's the only thing you were really on most of the time.
It was the only thing kind of propping you up.
Excellent. Still little drool marks, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
That lid is stained.
Oh,
Yeah,
look, there's my dried blood patch right there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my highly acidic drool that I've made a mark on this table.
Way back in the line was a black dragon, Daddy. Anyway.
Ah. That's some deep lore for you kids. Black dragons don't spew fire; they spew acid.
And
Yeah.
dragons haven't been
Yeah.
seen in the Aria for over 1,000 years.
Also,
So that's how
don't-
you know it's way back in the family tree.
Right.
I beg to differ. Reed
Exactly.
may have been within touching distance of one at some point.
So he
That
tells
was a
you.
story. So I saw.
You didn't see anything except Reed.
I saw. Oh yeah, I know.
Okay.
I tell it with confidence, though.
Okay.
Of course.
Focus. Gaius
Yeah.
believes.
So Nikita,
Thank you, Mulder.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I'll get work. We'll work on that.
I will. Don't see anyone else, so I will nod at the huntress and then kind of yell out, "Good morning!" And as I toddle over to the table.
You turn back around after you sit yourself at the table, and you see the guy behind the bar is just kind of staring at you, straight face, like no emotion whatsoever.
Great. Hi. I don't remember yesterday or much, a little bit. So if we met each other, I apologize. My name is Nikita. Do you have breakfast available?
I'm used to people not remembering shit. Yeah, you want breakfast? I can make that happen.
Excellent. I appreciate that. What was your name again?
He turns around and starts walking towards the kitchen, and you just
Or
hear him
not.
say,
Okay.
"One." And he comes back, stands behind the bar, and starts doing stuff.
Such.
How about drinks? I think I vaguely remember a tasty ale.
He
No?
looks at you,
Wrong answer.
grabs a mug, starts pumping it to fill it, comes around when it's after he does it, puts it on the table in front of you, turns around and goes back behind the bar.
Perfect. This is just like the service at the Dwarven bar. I love it. I begin drinking heartily.
Okay. Butt Trumpet, you having slept exceptionally well, you're up now.
I'm going to adorably hop and bounce my way down these steps.
Okay, and what are you wearing this morning?
Let's see, which of my dragon onesies is less dirty? Trying to remember if it was the red one or the purple one.
I think the purple one is less dirty, probably.
Have you
We'll
not
go
washed
with
any
that.
of these?
Okay.
I don't think the material would mix well with lye soap.
You could have washed it with normal water, and also, I'm almost certain
We
we have
are
a guy
having this
that has.
conversation. You're outside.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. We also have a wizard with prestidigitation, and he is slacking.
I stride my way over to find Nikita.
Okay.
Hey, you're alive!
Good morning. I am. I'm rather surprised myself.
Thalia, right before you exit, you see it's about 2 feet tall. It's a bright, vibrant, kind of Prince purple lizard-looking thing with kind of a triangle ridge going down to a big, thick tail coming out the back. The only thing that big, googly eyes and big, bright blue ears, pointy ears sticking out the side. And it just kind of waddles over to the table with the dwarf and goes, "You're alive!"
I don't get paid enough. She's gonna step outside, and I assume Gaius is still doing calisthenics.
He's doing burpees about this point, yeah.
Yeah. Gotta stay slim for windows and stuff. Not saying that out loud. That's what he's thinking, though.
Okay, weirdly specific exercise.
Well, you should see what he does for Mac.
You should just see what I do when I'm supposed to be sleeping. Rogue stuff.
Oh my.
Just class change overnight.
Yeah.
She's
Gotta hit
going
the
to
books.
pause as he's doing the burpees, and she's gonna say, "Is the purple one with you?"
Oh, purple. They have a bluish tint. Oh wait, hold on.
Well, there were blue ears.
Oh yes, they are with me. Us. Yes, they are a member of the party. That is Butt Trumpet, a godlet of mysterious powers, and also deeply loves dragon onesies for some reason. Which is the purple, I'm assuming, that they're wearing today. Anywho, yes, that's it's one of the members of my party. They know magic, so it balances out.
Balances out what exactly?
Yes, exactly. It balances itself out. They have they are a unique individual that knows great magics. Normally, you think of an adventuring party, you think a bunch of large and strong individuals that can, wrestle. Paul, are owlbears a thing here?
You've heard of them. You've never seen
Can
them.
wrestle owlbears to the ground and stuff. But I have found that party diversification is a key asset. And sometimes having tiny people with great skill will make up for their lack of stature. What I'm saying is, I am one of 2 normal-sized people in my party. But don't let their height demean them. Did you see anyone else with the with Butt Trumpet when you came in or out?
A dwarf, and they were both
excellent.
surprised she was alive.
Oh yes, I had to remedy that. They just love to tempt fate. Nikita, she's a wonderful dwarf person, dwarven being. I don't actually know the proper grammatical way to address that, but she's a wonderful person, and she kind of is our tank, if you will. She's the strong one who goes up front.
Meat
Shield, yes. As I hear through the window.
Nikita and I
don't
had
know.
our own conversation, and out of nowhere, unprompted, she just says,
Out of-
shield.
Out of context, yes, Meat Shield. That is. So you've met some.
Nikita's going over the menu, as it were.
There's this meat shield special here.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fried whatever was in the sack.
Mm.
Fancy decadent taste there.
So Talia, we are new to town, And that is why I see that you between your dress and a lot of the quality of your garb seems to be someone that has been out in the wilderness a bunch. Like I can kind of get by, but this is not my town, and this is not even my country, I guess, kind of, or county, barony. I'm from the north. I know the forests up there, and I know how important it is to have some experience from around. Are you from Forest Grove itself?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I just can't. You're doing calisthenics, so I imagine Gaius being in like a
Oh, at this
purple and
point,
green tracksuit with like a wine goblet and
I imagine the
grapes
whole time he's
thing
been
uh,
on.
doing like jumping jacks as he's
oh,
talking.
oh
Yeah.
no, 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 yeah, no. He's transitioned to planks. He's transitioned to planks now. He's just like one arm up, just having casual conversation.
Yes, we have a meat shield of a dwarf. I'm not sure what the
Yeah.
politically correct term to refer to
Term
her
is that
as is.
I don't know if that's. I hope that's not insulting because I will need to go to HR. There's no HR. I'm just making things up. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Um,
Eldred's
Fantasy
HR.
HR. Yeah. Oh God, no. Then that's why there's so many problems. Anywho, um, so yes, I found that having someone that has an expertise in the area. Sorry, there was like weird voices in our head that interrupted our the natural conversation we were having. Are you from
Oh
Forest
wow.
Grove, Talia?
I
Did you
I
hear the
am.
voices too?
I don't. There's usually no one else does. So I have to bring it up.
Yeah. Listen, hey, Bacchus, chill out.
Dead silence.
No.
That's what I thought. Don't worry about it. So, Talia, are you from Forest Grove originally, or
Yes,
okay?
I call the
So,
forest home.
well, the forest is a beautiful place. I enjoy it myself as well. I'm as a cleric of Bacchus, I used to tend to the fields, vineyards, and all that. And in my past, before this partying group, I would actually I was sent out to like deep forests to find ancient artifacts and all this cool crap. But we always made sure we had a guide when we went to new areas that we didn't have experience in. I'll obviously have to talk to the rest of the party to get the go ahead, but I was curious if you might be interested in assisting us. Because we were sent here to find Veronica Marner, who had went missing a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you know who she is.
Can't say I do, nor have I seen any new faces in the forest specific. But if you want to investigate the paths, I can show you the safest ways to go.
Excellent. And how is your relations with people in town? I see you have at least a semi cordial one with Oliver, which seems magical in its own right.
Mr. Sunnyday is, I can't say I'm any more special to him beyond my deliveries. I have
Ah,
a
okay.
primarily transactional relationship with most of the residents. I don't reside in the town proper.
Oh, you don't at all, really? Okay. Last night, were you out in the woods hunting at that point?
There's very little that I check other than traps closer to home after sundown, so I can't say I wasn't especially out or near the town, if that's what you're asking.
Oh yes, no. I just from my window last night at the inn, I saw something that looked kind of shady happening, and I was just curious if you were out and about and happened to notice the same thing I did.
No,
People
but there
loading.
tends to be a lot of shadows at night.
Oh, this was specifically people loading boxes onto boats in the middle of the night with no lights on. That's kind of just. And
Couldn't
Paul,
tell you that's
as I'm saying this, I'm doing
Yes.
an insight check to make sure. Like, guys is trying to get a read on Talia to see if he thinks he believes her, but he's also just like kind of wants to double check to make sure if we're going to hire somebody that he can trust them.
Okay. Gaius, give me an insight check.
Yeah, no, he trusts Talia completely. 10, fucking, that's a 10. I mean, unless it was a real low DC. I like the cut of your jib, and I don't really remember what a jib is, but it's something semen related. or boat related.
Phrasing.
Phrasing. Those were
You
both
are
adequate phrasing. Dirty.
You are just bombing this first interaction.
I am. I have always been a slightly awkward person. This is natural.
He has a
And
point.
Gaius. Yes, Gaius is. Listen, Gaius isn't a very charismatic character, so I have to force that into the conversation to make it sound natural.
And
Okay.
point out how short everybody is.
Yes.
Mm.
Hey, guess what? He didn't grow around a bunch of dwarves or goblet. This is all new shit to him. He's like, holy crap, this is a bunch of short people. He's in a human-centric area. Just letting you know. Oh, sorry. Yeah, at some point over a campfire during the travels, guys let you know that he was in a very human-centric area. So you realize that he's just blown away by all these new and wonderful folk he's meeting. And the retcon's over. Anywho, yes, Thalia, voices in our head that keep interrupting the conversation that we are naturally trying to have.
Continue on then.
I believe
Yes.
you completely. Excellent. So, if you don't have any, do you have any business in the next couple of days that would potentially interfere with you helping?
I do have some game to hunt for the mayor, but after tonight, I don't have any specific tasks other than my usual hunting and gathering.
That'll work out. Would you care to meet the rest of my compatriots to see if you would like to team up then?
Sure.
Excellent. Drinks are on me. At which
Thalia.
point, guys,
You figure, depending on if your traps have been fruitful, that might save you a bunch of time.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if need be, you could probably do some last minute hunting early tomorrow morning, if you need to. But
Okay.
you figure that you're probably good for now and probably have a little bit of time to do what you need to. And the idea of drinks being offered is always a good thing.
Yeah.
oh, and also Talia, if you need assistance with at least with your traps and stuff, I'm not necessarily the greatest huntsman, but I am a decent survivalist, so I could potentially lend a helping hand, which would mechanically mean Gaius will give her advantage on any rolls
Survival
to
checks.
her. Exactly. I'll thank you.
If it comes up, an extra pair of eyes in the woods is never a bad thing.
Oh yes, it's always good to go in pairs if they're both competent, to say the least.
Are you done for the moment, Gaius?
Sorry, Paul. I apologize. I just wanted to try to interject naturally.
No, that's fine. But the voice in your head that has been interrupting you did want to tell you that your insight check, when you mentioned the boat and the crates, you just for the briefest second saw a little flash of recognition in the eyes, but that was it.
It was almost enough. And then guys just kind of like, okay.
The DMs did it all in one night. Okay, so you're out there, you're done with your burpees and planks and
yeah, just a little bit of meditation, which is when he's going to do a quick shout out a quick prayer to Bacchus.
now, okay, because meditation is not usually quick. I mean,
well, he's meditation. He's gonna do a quick prayer. Basically, he's taking this opportunity with Thalia, so he's gonna just, instead of doing the normal 20 minutes of meditation, he's just gonna, Bacchus, miss you, thinking of you, you know. He takes a quick swig of wine from one of the wine sacks.
shortening it to good God. You know that as a cleric of Bacchus, when you go in and sit at the table in the bar, having
it's
wine
like going to
with
church.
your breakfast can kind of not
I love that.
100% take the place of that meditation, but it can go towards it quite a bit.
Oh yeah, yeah. So at some point, say if there's like a lull in the conversation, and that I'll do that then.
Okay. So the two of you walk into the walk.
So
Two
so a
humans
priest and a
walk
hunter
into a bar.
Priest and a hunter walk into a bar.
Yeah, a priest and a hunter walk into a bar. Boy, are my arms tired. Wait. Oh, that's from the planks. Yes, that's why my
Nice.
arms are tired. Ha ha! Yes. Anyway. Oh, Nikita, you live. Excellent. I'm glad everything I did.
That's the second person to say that. Okay.
Well, you did get knocked unconscious twice, and
Nah.
it was a little rough. Those
It's about this
bandits-
time you
Yeah.
see Eldred coming over, and
Oh,
Eldred just goes,
Eldred.
Nikita, you live.
Really? Fucking Eldred.
Gaius leans over to Thalia. Yeah, just don't rush in. Is basically the one thing you avoid what they do. Looking at your bow, I think you'll be fine.
I'm pretty
Butterman looks
manly.
over at Talia. Oh, hello.
I've made a friend. This is Thalia, everybody. We have Butt
Morning.
Trumpet. Our
Здравствуйте.
Nikita, our one of our one. She's the meat shield. And Eldred. I forgot to mention this tall, lanky, looking wizard over here. He is our wizard. You do look just like you are, man. And
I read a
it's-
lot of books. It's a little more than that, actually.
I read books
He buys
too.
drinks a lot, so I just keep going, following them around.
Eldred, I read books too, man. I literally read one last night.
Really?
I reach
What
my
was
hand
that?
out to Talia for her to shake it while this is happening.
No. Yeah, and at this point, Eldred and Gaius just start bickering in the background. He just it's like,
They do
choose
that
a
all
book
the
of
time.
stealth, all right?
Oh, yeah? And what was that book?
It was the book
Nice.
that changes when I need it to change. Because
So
magic.
he doesn't get less awkward with his friends.
No.
Got it.
Absolutely. If
Okay.
anything, it gets worse.
Oh. Okay.
I'm the
Look
most
at
charming
that.
one in the
Shake
group.
butt trumpet.
So you keep telling us.
All of this is bound to wake up Reed.
Reed
No.
is just out.
Teddy bear and everything.
Sucking on the thumb, sleeping like a baby.
I was going to say, is it a
Yes.
stuffed owl bear? Can it be something more? Teddy bear just seems too our world.
Well, if he was in the room with somebody else, it'd be him with his bunny. So you know.
Eldred, did the bunny try to murder one of you in your sleep?
I don't know. Butt trumpet. It was curled up with you most of the night. What did it try to hurt you at all?
Consume
I mean,
you whole?
Are we
What?
talking
yes,
about
Gaius, as a
actual
matter
rabbit?
well,
Yeah.
funny story that
Yeah, butt trumpet. Yeah, this is all you.
I am not. Magical version of Don't Know My Own Strength. In an attempt to magically charm a young woman in a market,
You're making it sound worse than it is.
let me get to where I'm going. A bunch of multicolored bunnies materialized out of my body and swarmed the place. And Reed kept one as a pet.
And I'm the awkward one.
I do not know what materialize means, but it looks like she pooped them. I was right next to them.
Oh,
Disturbing.
Probably
and then
a-
apparently I'm
so is
allergic to
it
rats.
a magic rabbit? Is it a carnivorous rabbit?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, it might be
Yes.
cannibalistic.
Tried to kill Gaius a couple of times.
No, it most certainly did try to murder me.
So
Well, Reed, though.
it's a bunny with intellect, obviously.
Yes.
So it's
an
a-
awakened,
Smart bunny.
an awakened murder
Awakened bunny.
Incredible.
Yeah.
stands
Probably
outside
about-
the window giving us a countdown to Halloween.
Reed, you probably
Johnny
kind of
Darko.
wake up a little
Nice.
bit at this point, and you're
After
kind of
the mention of the bunny being cannibalistic, she's gonna turn to Guy and said, "You mentioned drinks."
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Mr. Sunny Day. I'm assuming everybody else has a drink already. One for myself and Thalia, please.
okay.
And Eldred.
Oh, that's his name.
Yeah, Eldred says
Yeah,
me.
he's kind of a dick.
Ooh.
I noticed. I asked his name and he just walked away from me. It was awesome. Just like a dwarven puppet.
Are you
But
saying
did
dwarves
you
are just
want a drink
naturally-
as well?
I'll hold off.
Okay.
Oh, I assumed people got drinks while I was outside. So if people don't have them, guess what? Gaius is getting you one, whether you
Okay.
want it or not. Because oh, by the way, they have an excellent elderberry wine, so that's what you're all drinking. Because wine's my thing. If you don't
Okay.
like it, I'll drink it, and then you can order whatever the hell you want.
Mr. Sunnyday
I'll try
says elderberry wine for everybody.
Is there not enough, sir?
I
if
don't
not-
get a lot of it because there's not much call for it. But if you want to kill
Well,
the bottle, that's fine.
Let's kill the bottle then. Excellent. Thank you.
Okay. And
I like to support local businesses and local brewers.
And do so aggressively.
Yes, whether they want it or not.
the local brewers would be happy for your patronage. He lives not too far from here. So you want a round of those as well?
What?
A round of who? What now? Oh, of the ale?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to pitch to me now? Yeah, sure. Why the hell not?
Okay.
Okay.
Reed, you kind of wake up a little bit. You're about ready to kind of go out again when all of a sudden your hand starts feeling because you realize your bunny's not there.
What?
And then you
Yeah.
remember that Eldred had it.
That's why I didn't sleep good.
Yeah.
There's nobody else in the. All right, I'm going downstairs. I want breakfast.
Okay.
Mr. G, Talia had something to say.
Thalia, what would you like to say?
I would like to say out of character that I kind of need to step away to use the bathroom really quickly.
Okay.
Bio break. So Talia, tell us all of your deeper secrets, and I will play the part of Talia now. And
No. That is not how we welcome a new guest.
I am kidding. Anywho, yeah, normal group banter bullshit now.
Oh, let's catch Nikita up on
Oh yes,
The
you've been
progress we've
unconscious.
What's been going on since I've been unconscious?
Dead, says Eldred.
Da. Shut up,
We
Eldred.
have learned quite a bit. We learned quite a bit about Veronica, and we know what families
Okay.
to go to. We have some names. Let's see, there were the Ackermans, the Greens, and there was one more I'm trying to remember.
Gaius pulls out his book and starts thumbing through the pages as I scroll through my programs on my computer and bring up the Word program with Grognard and friends saved on it.
You have to glare at Eldred as you pull out the book.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Reed. It's like, hey, opens up book. The Ackerman, the Fairfax, and the Greens.
Fairfax,
And then-
that was the other one.
Slams the book closed and puts it on the table.
And we found Veronica's diary. Now,
Anything
it
interesting?
Well, it mentions a boy in the market that might be this quote boyfriend, but personally, I don't think it's her real diary. Last entry was way too vague.
Very interesting.
About this time,
Okay,
coming
so
down
we-
the stairs, you see what looks like a small boy in footy pajamas with a trapdoor. His hair is all over the place, and he just, thumb in his mouth and just kind of goes down and walks over the
Hello.
table and says,
Good morning, everybody. Oh, I did not
Ah,
sleep.
good morning, Reed. Oh, I'm sorry
Guys.
to hear that. You looked like you slept well when I woke up.
Really? Well,
Oh, Unconsciousness
Guys.
is not necessarily sleep, but
Guys,
What's up, bud?
we need to talk about the rooms later.
why? What's wrong? I slept great. What's wrong with your room, bud? Oh, do you miss your buddy?
I do. I think
You know what?
I need to sleep.
I think we can
In the
have
room
you
with
and
the
Butt
bunny.
Trumpets swap. That way you could be with Eldridge
That
and
would
the
work.
bunny. I don't know why the other room orientation worked. It was just
How
oh,
did-
that's right. I won
how
the
did I
arm
wind up with Reed?
wrestling. I won the arm wrestling competition. And I'm paying
What
for the rooms.
arm wrestling competition?
It was more of just a funny joke because I paid for the rooms.
He also arm wrestled you while you were passed out on the table here.
It wasn't really arm wrestling. It was more I picked it up and flopped it to the other side.
It was the extra passive-aggressive way of them calling dibs.
Also, you pulled a lot of, I don't want to call it illegal, but unknown dwarven moves the last time we arm wrestled that I didn't necessarily find pleasant or proper in a...
That's called
Arm wrestling
bodily
bout.
functions. And
Yeah, no,
when
I don't...
stressing your core, that
Yeah?
tends things get squished.
Uh-huh.
So
Did you notice
you know
how
what I mean,
when I
Thalia,
stressed my
that-
core, nothing happened? Nothing happened when I
that
stressed
is
my
your
core.
problem if you are anal retentive.
And
Word choice.
you know what?
Um,
I'm
just
also okay with that. Yeah, you know what? I could be anal
just a
retentive.
note, everybody. This place doesn't
Reed?
have bacon.
Bless you.
Excuse me?
What?
They don't have bacon.
And
How
Bacchus
does
The
it
said,
not
grumpy
have
guy.
bacon?
The grumpy guy said no bacon yesterday, so I
How
just
will you ever
want to
survive?
throw that out there. I hope we have something for breakfast.
you know
I
what?
have
Well,
a
they
few
did.
Are
coins
there
left.
pigs in the forest?
There
Where
are
do pigs
wild
live?
boar.
Yeah. Oh, boar bacon is delicious.
Ooh, boar.
Can't say I've
me.
tried that. That sounds good.
Oh, boar
Talia,
bacon's
by
great.
the way, Talia, where are you from? We haven't properly been hearing about you.
Oh, I'm Reed, by the way. Hello.
Oh, yes. Reed,
Hi.
Thalia. One of the shore
Yeah,
members of the
there's
group.
been a lot to talk about from your group, so. But I'm from here. I live in the woods, have my own place there. It's easy
And
to
why are
get
you
like out of.
eating? Why are you at the table with us?
Oh,
Eldridge just kind of looks at you, Reed, and was like, "Young man, manners."
Well,
sorry.
shit.
I'm sorry. I am just so tired.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
so I might
Dealing
seem
with
like a very
Gaius, that's
awkward...
all I know.
Yeah, I might seem like the most awkward person here, but in fact, I'm not. I'm just awkward for most people. For the group, I'm actually charismatic, apparently, which is not saying much. Yes, friends of the party, I have invited Thalia to our table because she is a expert in the area, a guide, if you will, if we need assistance in our adventure here. And
Wow,
I
this is-
wanted her to meet the party and hope you made a great impression so she didn't
Oh,
flee from the bar in terror of our
What?
I
ineptitude.
can't imagine what about meeting us would possibly be off-putting.
Seriously, we're very friendly.
The most charismatic person here is in a dragon onesie. I'm just saying.
Yes, that is welcoming.
What's your point?
Anyway, Talia, please, you're from the forest.
Ooh, elderberry wine. And he just starts pounding it.
Respectfully.
Sunny Day brings over goblets for everybody, and then mugs of ale as well for everybody.
wait.
Yeah.
Do you have elven blood? Are you part elf in the woods?
No.
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 Oh.
I am as human gets, as far as I am aware.
Wow,
Okay.
that's really interesting. And so, I'm just curious, what do you do? I'm looking, at her leather and everything.
Well, I'm a huntress. I hunt game, gather herbs and other
Wow.
items within the woods that people need here. They have
Wow,
They ask for stuff, I find it for them, and we trade.
Actually, like, pardon me, I'm not trying to overwhelm you. I know you're just meeting all of us, but I know Gaius has probably told you about our mission. Um, we heard from Silas Marner. I don't know how many dealings you might have done with him, but he would say, I think, that his daughter would often go into the woods, or maybe it was the wife who said that.
This is
But
true.
would you ever have crossed paths with the Marner family at any point?
Name doesn't ring any bells. Not really on a close basis with most of the people here. It's give and take, and I kind of do my own thing.
Well, whatever makes you comfortable. Whatever
I
you feel best.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he wanted to hire my services as a guide for you guys to help you guys look around for any traces of this missing girl, and I don't mind doing that.
It would be very, very helpful. We know that she'd go
Yeah.
into the woods a lot, and we're going to ask her friends and see if there are any particular. Maybe we can hear about any particular parts of the woods that stand out that maybe you could point us in the right direction of and lead us there. That would be very helpful to us.
Eldred looks at you, Butt Trumpet, and says, I was late to the table. Has anyone described her to Thalia?
Oh, actually, no. She's about 16, I think. Like mid-teens, blonde hair, blue eyes, tiny thing, waif of a person.
Went missing about 6 weeks ago, 5-6 weeks. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Four,
Paul,
I
is that
think. 4 weeks ago.
4 weeks?
Yes.
It took us a while to get here.
So she
We
went
came
missing.
from Seven Rivers. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So she went missing a few weeks ago.
Yes.
I know there's a blonde girl that's been in the forest before. I've seen her around. Didn't really know her by name or anything, though.
Okay.
So that might be her, but I can't really say off the top of my head when the last time I saw her was. Like I said, we don't cross paths often.
No, that's okay. And we'll cross that bridge
Do
when we
you-
come to it, and we can take our time.
All
Do
right,
you
I can show
remember
you where
where
I've seen her. She likes to sit and watch the animals.
you're
She likes to sit and watch animals. She's not very good at it, but I think they've gotten used to her enough that they just sort of don't mind, so she doesn't really bother them. She just kind of stares.
Any particular animals?
Some deer, some squirrels. I guess the cuter ones is the best way to describe it.
Okay. No, this is good. This is good. This is helpful.
But I can
again, not
show you the paths I've seen her on. Maybe
Yes,
see if
that
we
would
find
be-
any signs of her. I'm not usually looking for
that would-
people in the woods, but
Sure. No, that would be great, and we can get into more nitty-gritty details as this continues. But for now, we'll take our time, just continue to get to know you, and you can, unfortunately, continue to get to know the rest of us.
I think
it's
I'm
mostly-
adapting.
Yay!
I think we're mostly a net positive in most people's lives.
Mostly.
Yeah, mostly. Tell me one person that wasn't better by us being around.
Halflings, says Eldred.
They started it.
Halfling.
They
Next-
started.
Oh, and Reed? Yeah. Totally better off. You want to know where I found him?
No.
Okay.
Even Nikita's like, no, man, come on.
Let's have breakfast first.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
If we hadn't, Paul, order a round of breakfast for everybody.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if I did that when I ordered drinks or not, but retcon that I did, or at some point while everybody else is having a conversation.
You did mention before you started working out breakfast in 30.
I like somebody who pays attention because I do not sometimes.
About this time, Nikita, a platter comes out in front of you, and it has an egg kind of dish on it that kind of similar to a frittata sort of thing, with some fried potatoes, some sausages, and what looks like some sort of bodily membrane stuffed with something kind of brownish gray.
Oh, this is definitely reminding me of home.
And it's got a fried
alive.
tomato and some mushrooms on there as well. Oh, and some
Excellent.
baked beans.
Hearty.
Ah, oh, this looks wonderful. Spasiba, Mr. Sunny Day, was it?
Yeah, anybody else want one?
One, please.
Yeah, whatever you're. You have like a huevos rancheros kind of thing going on?
You can call it anything you want, but that's what you're going to get.
Yeah, I'll have the huevos rancheros though. Thank you.
Okay. Huntress?
I'm going to be really disappointed that it's not actually.
Good. I had my breakfast a little while ago.
Not surprised. Turns around, walks away, and Eldred goes, "One for me, too." He kind of looks, rolls his eyes, and then heads back to the kitchen.
This guy is so charming. God, I miss Butterbeer already.
Isn't it awesome? So funny.
Don't take it personally. He's like that with everyone.
Oh, I'm not taking it personally. It's just
Yeah, we noticed last night there was these three guys at the bar, and he kept telling them to like F off and stuff. It was an impressive display of
To his own customers.
yeah. It was an impressive display of cussing.
he's not a kind person.
No, this is, you need to understand, this is actually very dwarven, or at least this is what I'm used to in my home mind where I'm from, way back east, is they seem very rough on the exterior. This is how they just treat people, but it's like, like a joke type of thing. Once everybody starts drinking, and usually after a fist fight or two, people relax.
Eldred goes,
I've never seen him relax a day in my
explains
life.
a lot.
I was going to say, I don't know how many times we're going to have to punch Mr. Sunny Day to get that to happen, but it's going to take a lot of punches.
Well, that's why I'm here.
I'm on team not punching the person who's giving us a place to sleep.
I'm just. It was a half a joke kind of thing. I wasn't actually.
Yeah, the other half was what worries me.
I mean, if he ended up when we're leaving town, it was also.
We will see if we can get him drunk. Have a contest with Gaius or something. And then I'll arm wrestle Gaius. Consciously.
Why? I paid for the room. I got my room. You have your room. You're welcome for your free room. Anyway,
I was unconscious. You were going to leave me with the horses?
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, we did for certain points. Just left the path of the horses. I wasn't gonna take
You were
Not
okay.
cool.
We
I wasn't
were
going
we
to-
were watching the whole time.
I wasn't going to take you into
Sure you were.
buildings. We were meeting people and dragging a unconscious snoring dwarf in there. Be like, yeah, ignore her.
What
Oh,
color
yeah,
is the
leaving me
rabbit?
outside too much.
Oh, the rabbit is
What?
orange, right? Orange with like red spots or something, I think.
Orange with yellow
Yellow.
and pink stripes. All neon.
I was way off, but I got the orange part right.
The base color.
Yeah, just
Exactly.
a standard
There were
rainbow
so many.
sorbet or sherbet.
Sure.
I've
Yeah,
had
it's
neither of those
probably
things.
large.
Eldred or Butcher, but did anybody feed him?
Oh, we should probably.
yeah,
You hear the
he
screaming in the background.
we
as the
fed
bunny is
those
consumed.
3 guys last night to him, and he went through all of them.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Talia's scanning the table, like trying to make eye contact with someone that will assure her that this is some kind of joke.
Gaius
So he-
definitely makes eye contact and just subtly shakes his head. He's like, "The man's drier than a desert with his comedy. It's quite all right. He has not fed 3 human beings to a rabbit, Eldred. Because if you did do that, we have to have a conversation."
Eldred looks at you and goes, "Duh, one at a time."
The 2 tallest people in
And
the
at that
group
point,
are the
that
biggest
point-
assholes.
At that point, Guy pounds the rest of the elderberry wine, and then turns and looks at Butt Trumpet. Oh, really? Am I one of those?
Eldred goes,
Am I
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll just fuck off then. It just like
No,
takes
wait.
another drink and
Guys,
stays at
no.
the table.
No, don't go, guys.
No, I need to
No.
pray or some bullshit.
Oh.
What are you
What did
pouting?
you do?
This is the first time I've ever
No.
seen you pouting.
No, he does take his plate with him and goes upstairs because you're assuming he's feeding the rabbit before it breaks loose and murders someone.
commits acts of crime against
Eldred
humanity.
watches Gaius go, waits till he's all the way up the steps, and then turns around and goes, I don't know where he's going. I have the key to my room.
And you hear it, and you hear him. You hear a book open, and you're like, and now sleight of hand expert, and then just kind of.
Jeff,
Oh, you know what you do here? Just him smashing food underneath the door to the rabbit.
I turned to Thalia with all the noise going on, and I'm like, "So, did guys tell you he's a wine wizard? Eldred's a wizard. So we have two wizards, and Butt Trumpet knows magic too. We are
But they're not a wizard.
Not that I'm
correct.
aware of. Not properly
Okay.
trained, at
What the-
least.
Yeah, I've never seen you with a book.
Well,
Wizards
they're
have books.
very heavy. My hands are very small, so that's probably why. It would require
They would
both
need-
hands.
sized books.
Yes, that.
Very
You
small
can't use
writing.
You can't use that word in this world, otherwise we're going to get sued. They're halfling sized. There's no hop. All right.
I heard pocket. I didn't hear whatever that bleeped word was. I heard pocket-sized books.
Yes. There you go.
Eldred says,
Mhm.
I don't know what he's talking about, but Butt Trumpet there has done some of the most amazing magic out of anybody. And I'm
Murdered
just
a bunch
here
of
for the
college-
alcohol.
Murdered a bunch of college students. I heard. I came back down after I shoved food under the rabbit. By the way,
Okay. Under the rabbit?
under the door for the rabbit.
Sorry.
I look
It's
at
okay,
Talia.
you're allowed to-
Nobody.
It's okay, Nikita.
Nobody's,
You're allowed to
nobody's
laugh.
murdering anybody. Nobody's murdered any. Nobody. We didn't murder. It was we're heroes, and we are finding people and saving people. We found kids in the sewers. It was smelly
She's
down there. It was
inciting the. I'm inciting the. We don't kill people.
awful. We don't murder people.
We don't
Give
murder.
me an insight check there, please.
Is that a deception check? Or...
It's an insight. Yeah. Is this an opposed roll with Reed's whatever?
Surely
being
they're
deceptive.
telling the truth. Clearly, I
Reed-
just don't get their sense of humor yet.
Reed, give
He's
me a
a sweet-
persuasion or
Exactly.
deception check or whatever you were
God.
doing.
With guidance,
All right.
because he slaps you on the back. He's like, "Yeah, buddy."
Oh no!
Because it's all a matter of. Oh, add that
Well.
D4 to it. Because it's all a
Oh,
matter of
Oh, it already beat
semantics.
my 8.
All right. We'll just roll. Just roll.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
God.
Thalia, this little boy seems like the most sincere and honest little child. And as he's doing this, as he's talking, his hair's bouncing around, and you actually start noticing something that you didn't notice at first, because his hair was like partially in his eyes, but now he's like been doing this a number of times. The kid has a decent sized pink gem, probably glued to his forehead, but it's like this big gem right on his forehead.
He likes to bedazzle things, clearly.
Okay,
Yeah,
just thought I'd mention it.
yeah, that's his party nickname, the Bedazzler. Anyway,
So,
So,
what were you?
we-
So, how much were you offering to pay for the guiding job, by the way?
Oh, a portion of the proceeds that the party would get. And also, how are you? So I'm curious. Are you like content here in Forest Grove? Like, do you like it here? Do you want to see the wider world potentially? Because this,
I think
we'll deal with that later.
let's not.
You're
get too
asking
deep
her
into
this
it.
now?
Yeah. Well, hey, listen. I'm trying to be open and honest as possible because I don't lie.
I'm pretty content with my life here. I don't think I'll ever learn a wood as well as
Can
know
I
this one.
insight this?
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I
Insight
don't
me.
Go
lie.
for it. Go for it.
Incite me.
Ah, yeah. I haven't rolled yet, so you are about to witness the greatness that is my rolling.
Woo!
Okay, guys,
Guys-
if you want to roll
Guys has
deception or
never told a lie.
persuasion or whatever you want to do.
What am I gonna, persuasion, because I don't lie, which I actually have. It's, yeah, 12. Never told a lie that you're aware of.
That I'm aware of.
You've known me.
Nikita, you from your insight check feel that Gaius absolutely believes that he is telling the truth.
I am always telling the truth.
This is why I prefer him. In my head, I am thinking, this is why I prefer him to Eldred. Eldred says shit that I can tell on his face he doesn't believe. Gaius tells the truth.
At this
Yes.
point, Eldred says, Thalia, it's been a pleasure meeting you. Want to come and see the world?
What? No,
Been
I'm
an-
saying as a potential with the. She asked what the payment could be. I said you could take part in what we could, part of the the funds we would get, but also a potential. If you like working with us, it could be. Why is that weird? That I say
Let
that.
her answer.
Well, because everyone's throwing me under the fantasy bus that I can't.
Under the carriage.
You're throwing me under a wagon right now, all right? And it's a wagon filled with smuggled goods, and it's very heavy. Which, by the way, we need to have a chat about that later.
So all of a sudden you hear a platter crash to the floor right behind you, Gaius. And the rest of you clock Sunny Day right behind Gaius, and he just kind of puts a bunch of the platters down, like not even in front of anybody. Kind of just with his
Right.
hands sweeps up the stuff off the floor. He looks at you and says, I suggest you keep it down. And he goes,
Oh, yes.
I'll
Hey,
get
you know
another
what?
one, and goes into the kitchen.
And Guys turns and looks at him. It's like, yeah, you know what? We'll all keep it down. Everything's going to be down. And winks at him and then just turns around. By the way, if we don't get a discount soon, we're going to have to deal with the innkeeper after he's left.
Is he
Nikita
gonna
has
spit
made
in our
mental
food
notes. Deal with the innkeeper.
now? Is he
Eldred's
gonna
like,
spit in our food now? What's happening?
What? Oh,
Is he gonna spit in our food?
no. So, you might poison it. I don't know, but I got a thing for that. Because I'm the open and honest member of the party, I relate the story of what I saw last night, even to Thalia, because it's like, listen, this is what will happen if you happen to, I don't like to keep secrets from people. I regale them with the night prior where I happened to see some shady loading of a boat. So I obviously over-aggrandize the story about how epic my stealthing was and how good it went. Definitely skipped over the part where I tripped over a rock. And obviously didn't get a whole lot of info, but just the general chicanery.
Gaius,
And then
we could have
came
snuck out together.
Came into my room, did not fall on my keys. Want to emphasize that.
That was you? I heard that.
What are you talking about? No, I didn't fall on my keys.
You did. I heard
What are
something
you
about
talking
keys. I don't know.
I think you were asleep delirious.
Why did you wake me
That's a
up? We
medical
could have
term.
went. We could have snuck out together.
I thought about it, And then
Did
I
you-
forgot, to be quite honest.
You went out the window?
Oh yeah, it was. I rappelled down a window. I snuck through some
Wow.
bushes. I had face paint on. I don't know how effective that was.
It was
It was
nighttime,
mostly-
wasn't it?
Well, listen, you know what? For human eyes, the dark is not as good for us. So if you have if you break up a silhouette in an image, you hide a little bit better. Talia could back me probably up on this.
Reed also told me you should always look fabulous. Isn't that what you were saying you learned when you were at the market?
Oh, is that the weird sex place he went to by accident?
What weird say?
I knew that's what it
He went
was.
to a clothing store.
It was definitely a weird sex place.
It was a very weird place. I did not like it.
Gaius is
Wait.
a cleric of
Wait, hold on.
Bacchus, so everything's either wine or orgies. You'll find.
No. Nope. We have ritual madness, and we also do vintning. We do harvest stuff. There's life included there, hence the healing part. I've done
And sacrifices.
other things of animals, maybe, but I'm pretty sure I just ate one. So
Yeah.
don't make it sound weird,
Yes, please.
Eldred.
This is
Anywho,
true. Talia, is this your work?
Yeah.
There-
Some.
There's different things in here, like what's in the membrane is probably a number of things that you've brought in.
Mhm.
Is this part edible?
It's all edible, yeah.
the-
It's
okay.
better than it tastes better than it looks.
Oh, okay.
It's very tasty, Reed. I would recommend it. Maybe not
Okay.
bacon level, but it's quite tasty.
Okay.
She's done a
I'll
good
give it a
job.
shot.
Reed, you can
Oh, I don't
definitely
cook it, I
taste
just
some
capture
pork
it.
in there, or it might be boar or something like that.
Well, you definitely have a good eye as a huntress.
Thanks.
anyway,
Eventually, Sunny Day brings out another platter, just kind of almost drops it in front of Gaius, putting it down like rather sloppily. Turns around, kind of staring you down the whole time, Gaius. Puts it down and
Yeah.
goes back behind the bar.
just looks at him and like.
I will
just
whisper
kind of
to
like
Gaius,
looking at him and just glaring at him, like not looking away from him as he walks by.
He
back
meets
behind
you
bar.
the entire time.
I will lean towards Gaius and dwarf whisper, let me know when to take care of him.
Oh no! Listen, if we got
No?
well, listen. Generally, people who smuggle stuff are just trying to get through the taxes or not, have to pay to the rich. If that's the case, I'm okay with that. I mean, granted, if they're smuggling the bodies of, say, women out of here,
Yeah.
it's going to be a different story. At that point, we kind of take it to them. But if it's
Eldred
just
goes,
the
God,
voting
that took a turn.
practice- yeah.
Uh,
Well, we're here looking
there's-
for a missing
there
kid.
haven't- Other than your missing kid, I haven't noticed anyone leave that never comes back.
Oh, good.
Population's
Because,
been pretty stagnant.
well, Talia,
That's
the
really
reason
good to know.
why
We did.
we've dealt with some in Seven Rivers, there's been a bunch of missing kids and stuff going about. So this more at least, I'm hoping this girl has found the love of her life and then ran off with him, and it's going to be happily ever after. That's best case scenario. I don't think that's what it is, but that's what I hope it is in my heart. When I pray to Bacchus, I pray that this Veronica girl has left her kind of crappy dad and found someone that loves her and will treat her right. But let's be honest, that's a fairy tale. Anyway, we've been distracted. The question is, where do we want to go today? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, Paul, it's not today, but tomorrow is when the party.
Tomorrow evening is the party, correct.
I say
So-
that, personally, Talia said that she'd be willing to show us the paths and places in the woods where she saw someone who could very well have the possibility to have been Veronica. I think that would be very helpful. And I think after that, we could visit the Fairfaxes, the Greens, and the Ackermans.
Yes, and the reason
I
why the
like
mayor
that.
was throwing the party for us was to interact with some of the Fairfaxes, the Greens, and the Ackermans in a more lighthearted and possibly inebriated state.
Hmm.
Because I can tell you, the more you drink, the more honest you are. Or you think you
Eldred
are.
almost chokes on a piece of something. Oh, sorry.
What?
Excuse me.
Oh, was there a tentacle in there or something? Or oh, did you find stoat?
No. Just a big clump of
Not the stove
false
again.
modesty, I think. Never mind.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it runs wild around here, from what I gather.
Ah, yes. Oh.
Still,
So,
Is it also long and furry like the weasel stoats?
I'm not going there.
Okay.
all right. Oh, so
Do
Talia,
I want to
guess.
know what your thing with stoats is?
Oh, so
Into
Just-
Stoat's hole.
yeah. So to the northeast of here, there's a place called Stoat's Hole, and I didn't know these creatures existed. Stoats are, in fact, a small, well, a weasel-like creature, and we, as a group, decided to have the stew at the end, and it was mostly stoat, and they weren't good.
No.
I'd almost prefer squirrel or chipmunk, which,
Haven't
as we
tried
know, has no meat on it.
Tally, you
Or
are
ache.
familiar with stoats, but
Yeah.
you've never heard them called that. But they're just different members of the
Right.
weasel family.
Gaius goes into the description. It's a weasel, just they call it stoats up in Stoat's Hole. That's
Right.
I don't know why.
So
needless
sounds
to
nicer
say.
than weasel hole.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would assume so. I thought Stoat was just a guy's name. Like
I wouldn't want to
mine-
stay in a random dude's hole.
you know what? You got me. I wouldn't either, but if
I like this one. I think I like this one.
I like her too.
why did everyone break my proverb? Anyway, so Talia, today, I think what we can do is, if you want to show us where this individual that we may or may not assume is Veronica was in the woods, and then maybe we can also assist with your hunting at certain points, because that sounds like a thing you had to do today. You help us, we help you. That kind of sound good? I can pay for more free drinks afterwards, at the very least.
I'm willing to take that bargain, sure.
Oh, excellent. Perfect.
Yes. Should I take off the armor then?
Why?
Hunting in the armor is probably
You will
Well, you're
scare
not-
off quite a
not
bit of
quite.
game in with the
Oh,
amount
Nikita.
of jingling.
Nikita, you still have like leather or studded leather armor, right? From before?
Nope.
No? Oh dear.
I'm
No?
guessing
Oh
this
shit.
onesie's probably not a good idea either.
I
I
might
am almost.
have something from when I was younger that I outgrew a while back that I could loan you for
I
the
would
trip.
appreciate. We can always see if it fits butt trumpet or I. I can take a punch. I would rather butt trumpet not have to.
Well, yes. So,
Wouldn't want to ruin the onesie.
oh,
She
it
gets
is.
it. She gets
It
it.
Uh-huh. Anywho,
Appreciates
yeah.
minor.
I will
So,
go up to the room and take off the chainmail.
Yeah, I'll go up and get out of the onesie.
Okay.
How much carnage around the bunny do you walk in on?
That's a great question.
You notice that there is like greasy mess and like egg kind of smeared across the floor, and in the middle of it is this neon orange bunny with yellow and pink stripes. The face just kind of covered in grease and egg and biscuit. And it's just
Do
kind
I
of going,
slip?
you might have a
Say
little
it.
bit.
I was going to say that buddy is pretty thorough.
Bunny just threw its face at the door as you were shoving food under.
Oh yeah. Just straight. Hey, can I name Bunt Reed? Did you ever name the bunny?
I don't think I actually came up with an official name for it. So
I want to pitch Hoover or
I was thinking more Grizzly after that scene.
Eldred goes,
yeah.
I like Reed Jr., quite frankly.
RJ.
Roomba.
RJ, there you go.
Yeah, RJ. Yeah, there you go.
I kind of like
We'll
Roomba.
do RJ.
Roomba. What's a Roomba? I don't know what that
Room
is.
bunny. Room bunny.
Eldred
Room
goes,
bunny.
it's a dance they do in the city.
Yeah, well, you know what? Just like the party name, maybe we'll shop talk it a bit more.
Hmm.
So everyone's kind of full to the gills, and you've had enough to drink.
I keep
Before
an eye
you-
on Gaius because I totally think that guy like did something to his food. So
Okay. You see Mr. Sunnyday kind of off to the side talking to some big guys who are drinking and eating at the bar, and he kind of keeps like talking to them and looking over at you, Gaius. He sees you get up and he kind of stands straighter and comes over and says, "That's going to be a gold and 2 silver, please, for everything."
Here you go, Mr. Sunny Day. And hey, listen, I know you dropped the platter and everything. You don't have to worry about it.
He just kind of looks at you, gives this ever so slightest nod, you practically miss it, takes the money and turns around and puts it in a drawer with some stuff, and then goes back to
And guys
big
does like a
guys.
little. It's like, and hey, Bacchus bless your bar. It'll mostly just affect the wine, which I guess is not helpful for you for the most part. But sorry, that's kind of like my jam. But regardless, listen, I appreciate everything you did, and keep up the good work. And just kind of like goes up and gets his stuff and let it like. Guys, like he's
Ty's
like,
gonna lean over to Nikita and whisper, "Was that supposed to sound like a threat?"
Almost certainly. He, yes, but we're watching.
And
I
guys
guess.
has said,
I'm not allowed.
subtle as hell.
Yeah.
Totally wink and nod, like, hey, you guys are doing your thing, and it's cool with Gaius. That was the impression he was trying to give.
in Gaius's head, he is the Miami Vice of clerics.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh,
I am
God.
so... Wait, no, not OG Miami Vice. This is like Colin Farrell Miami Vice movie. It's not as good as the original TV
No.
series Miami Vice.
CSI Miami.
Oh, yeah. Come on. I don't have the sunglasses, but I do have just glasses.
And as Gaius goes up the stairs from the stairwell, you just hear, "Yeah!"
There we go. There we
They're
go.
over there now. Yeah. And then, "Kapah."
Okay, so what is
You'll
the
get it.
plan now that everyone's grabbed whatever they've done or done whatever they've grabbed or whatever you're going to do?
I'm gonna hop into adventure gear.
Okay.
Into the woods.
Into the woods, yes. Into the woods we go, using our expert guide, Thalia, to kind of show us these spots.
Okay.
That Veronica married it
Talia, where do you take them?
I will take them. I guess. Well, first I did promise Butt Trumpet I'd make a stop to see if I had any like small enough leftover armor from when I was a kid for her to try on, for them to try on.
Okay.
I keep my little feet.
I would imagine that you would probably take them to one of the areas you've seen the girl go and told
Yes.
them that you will be right back because
Yeah, I'm like, this is the spot I like wherever glade or set of bushes or wherever it is she likes to camp out and watch. Like, you guys can start here, see if there's any sign of her that you can spot. I'll be right back to see if I can find that armor for you.
okay, so
Appreciate it. Spasibo.
it looks like a nice green part of the forest. There's a lot of foliage around. Does anyone have survival?
I'm gonna check. Probably not.
No.
Didn't Gaius say he does?
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah, Gaius
but,
is the one. Yeah.
he just left his self-portrait up, so.
Yes.
He's spilling the wine. Why? Why?
I'll do a check when I come back.
Well, no.
They
It's
can't-
what they would be doing while you're gone, actually.
Yeah, if they can't find anything, then
Yeah.
then I'll do a follow up.
So,
I can attempt an investigation and check.
Yeah.
okay, give me an investigation check. And I'll tell you in this particular case, do it with advantage.
Yeah, definitely helping with that if possible.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Bam!
Okay.
Nice.
Here's the deal. You are not a woodsy person. You are not used to
No.
being in the woods. But
No.
even you can tell that this is an area like behind a bush where someone has sat frequently on a stump.
You found a butt print.
There's crumbs around it. There's bits of a broken quill. There are twigs that are broken to make it more comfortable to sit. You also
Okay.
notice that whoever sat here probably thought they were being really sneaky and hiding. But you notice that this bush that they're behind, the stump is behind, is so sparse that, anybody would see that someone was behind it. But yeah, someone has definitely spent time sitting on this stump. And a little bit in front of the bush is a little bit of a clearing and some bushes with berries.
I will relay this to everyone. So I'm not the stealthiest person, but I think if she sat here on the stump, everybody in the fucking forest knew she was here.
Yeah, look, you can
This
see
is
right
not
through
a
the
hiding
bush.
spot. Yeah, that's. Even I know this. So, hey, great for her. Okay, I guess she didn't frighten away the nature things, the deer and shit. Does anyone recognize these berries?
Do we?
Yeah, I'm not. I was born in a mine.
They're dark, like a very dark blue, kind of blackish blue. Gaius, give me a survival check, please.
17. Elderberry?
Woo!
Yep, they're elderberries.
Elderberry.
So we can eat them.
We just drank them earlier, so I would assume, yeah.
Perfect. Nikita will go and grab some, also unstealthily.
Okay. They're good. They're a little on the tangy side, but they're good.
Oh, what was the name?
Probably got a little purple.
It was with the G. Was a
Griselda?
female- Griselda, yes. Butt trumpet. That is a G name. I believe Griselda is the one that uses elderberry to make elderberry wine around here. I wonder if this is where
Who's
she might go to
Griselda?
harvest. The person who makes elderberry wine, who I haven't met yet, but I want to acclaim because
I wasn't sure if you had met them. Sorry.
No. I'm trying. Why has everyone assumed that I'm not being hostile about this?
I thought
I
maybe
learned-
it happened when I was unconscious and on a horse.
Oh no! Well, technically, you were you were just sleeping. It wasn't unconscious due to blood loss or traumatic brain injury or
Like
whatever
before.
happened to you. Like before,
It was a Gaius
This was just-
unconscious, says Eldred.
Yeah, this was sleep.
Yeah.
No, so I learned the other night that there's some home brewed elderberry wine, which is what I bought for everybody for the first round this morning.
Yeah.
It's the first
good.
wine I've tasted in the area that wasn't trash. So I was like, I
Yeah.
need to share this with people.
It was
Mhm.
quite sweet. These berries are quite tangy.
Oh, so with that 17, Paul, could I tell if like this bush has been harvested recently, or Thalia? Do you know if Griselda comes out here to harvest elderberries?
Not
If
often.
you
I
know
usually
who
do
that
it for
person
her.
is.
I do know her. I usually bring
Okay.
her the berries myself.
Oh, perfect.
Oh,
That's
So Griselda
that's-
doesn't even harvest. You do everything. You're such a nature person. That is so cool.
Yes.
Helps make a
You are
living.
such a nature person.
What?
I'm not sure why you said it like that, but
Listen, people call me out on when I say weird shit, but all right, fine, fuck it. Oh, sorry.
sorry.
I don't want the YouTube algorithms to strike us down.
This episode of Grognard and Friends brought to you by Gaius's book on how to make friends and influence people.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's legible.
Yes. It's
So-
legible. There are words in it.
That's the catchphrase from the publishers. It's legible.
Legible.
It certainly is a book. Pages with words on them bound together. So wait, going back to the imprint sort of on the ground, Nikita, you said that it'd be very you said it'd be very clear that people would know she was here if this is her.
Da.
I did
Uh,
say she wasn't very good at hiding.
Right, then
Ah.
she would probably be very easy to find, and if she was in fact taken, it would probably have been from here, if not any of her other little places. But this is just one of a couple?
Yeah, one or two.
Okay.
Can I take a look around to see if there's any sign of someone having been here earlier, like maybe her specific footsteps or anything like that?
Sure. Give me a survival check.
Would my investigation have shown any kind of struggle? Probably not.
No, I think you're good with what you found.
Yeah.
Yay.
Woo!
Yay!
Okay, Thalia. You can see that no one's been here for a while except for you. The little bits of food and everything that were here, you can tell by the weathering and everything, have been here for at least a month. The soil has not been stirred in that time. Fresh leaves have kind of blown over things that haven't been trodden. You would guess that no one's been in this area in over a month, probably.
So it lines up about with when they said she had vanished.
Right.
There's a good chance that it increases the chances they're the same person. Doesn't look like she's been around for weeks.
Wow.
Over a
Interesting.
month at
Yeah,
least.
If I may ask, do you know how often, if you could think of it, if not, it's totally fine, but do you know how often you would see her around these parts? Like a couple times a week or so?
Do I know how often I saw her?
Just every once in a while, like maybe in nicer weather, it was like once a week. But when it started getting a little cold or anything, it'd be a little farther apart. And when it snowed, it was rarely.
Yeah, during the more hospitable times of year, and most people could stand the weather. She was around at least once a week, but
No, this is very helpful. Okay.
do I know anything about like where people would usually go, like other people when they're coming through the woods, like people unfamiliar with the area, the kind of trails they would trek, or any kind of path that's maybe a bit out of the way that people trying to not be seen, maybe carrying someone away, would be on?
Okay, so what you're familiar with is this girl was probably the most repetitive of coming to the woods.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of found a path that of least resistance sort of thing. The few other people that you've seen come into the woods, those women who would occasionally harvest some plants or gather elderberries, they seemed actually a lot more comfortable in the woods and seemed to be a lot more knowledgeable of coming into the woods than, say, the hunters, who just went willy-nilly, like, without any logic in your head. They would just kind of go in, try to find a place to hide, and then just wait. And most of the time, they would wait and find very little. Every now and then, they'd catch something.
They didn't really know much about what they were doing.
Exactly. It was a little on the sloppy side. So there aren't... because you don't believe in leaving paths because you don't want to be tracked, there really aren't any quote-unquote paths here in the woods. There are some ways that get traversed by this young girl and by the women who gather berries that have been used more frequently, not because they're paths, but because it's almost like the gaps between trees have less roots standing up and rocks in the way, and it's just
easier to get through.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can show you guys where she's been when she's here, what path she takes to get here, but it's been so long, I don't know if we're going to find any specific clues.
Worth a shot. To check.
Okay, so you want to go to the other place?
Gaius, can't you do your finding magic thing? Find people?
Well, I can't find people. I can locate objects, and I have to be familiar with them first. Hence why, why I was able to find you, Reed. You have that little nugget in your head. I was able to locate the object, which isn't actually a part of your person. With Butt Trumpet, I low-jacked her with a wonderful little necklace that I made for her. Which, by the way, Nikita, now you have one too. And Eldred, you as well. No, I just gave it to you right here as I was talking about it.
Oh.
You all...
Okay.
You all... there... Nikita receives
Gaius, this
a
is so
wooden
sudden,
cart.
says Eldred. You're giving me jewelry.
Yeah, shut up. You're making it weirder than it already is. Nikita, you receive what looks like a shield carved out of wood because your helmet was way too complicated to do with simple wood carving.
I appreciate this. Spasiba.
And Eldred, you have it's a magic rod because you are a tool. Here you go.
He says,
inanimate carbon rod.
You gave me a stick on twine.
A hand carved stick. If you know, there is detail to it. There are it looks like small runes and stuff are actually carved into it that are magical in nature that he does associate. Like there was care and time taken into it. But
He's looking at the runes and goes, he just kind of looks at you and says, runes.
Yeah.
Guys, this says don't be a dick, Eldred.
Yeah. Runes. In the common language. Anywho, it will help. Listen, Eldred, you know when we thought you were missing and then we had this whole shenanigans where we went looking for you and it went real bad. This would have helped us not have to do that this time. So, good news, everybody. I can find all of you now. Well, everybody that is standard party.
Are you going to make me a necklace soon?
Reed, you got a gem in your head. A short. You know what, bud? Yes.
I want one with like a dagger. Can you do a dagger?
I can
do a teddy bear.
I will do. Yeah, I will probably do more of a teddy bear or something. But yeah, I'll do something.
Funny.
Picture like a gummy bear on a necklace.
Just a piece of bacon. Who knows? It depends on how creative. And
a hand-carved strip of bacon.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not I'm not good at carving wood, but I am passable enough to make it distinct, so I can find it with a magic.
You had me at not good at carving wood, says Eldred, looking again at the writing on the stick.
I took extra time with you, my longest-running friend, Eldred.
He gave you a magic wand. It looks great.
Technically a rod.
I guess you could say that Gaius certainly gave me the rod. Yeah. Okay, so where are we going next?
So, Talia, did you end up finding anything from when you were a child that would fit either Nikita or myself?
Did I? Did
Yes.
I? Yes. She will pull out a child-sized, very simple leather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a turtle shell.
That will definitely not. That will definitely not fit Nikita.
Butt trumpet, probably.
That's it is okay. I am glad Butt Trumpet has something extra to wear.
I put it on and get really excited, but I fall back and start kicking my arms and legs in the air.
Oh no! It
You are
did.
so
Someone
adorable.
turned it on its back.
Charlie's gonna bend down and set Butt Trumpet back upright and say, maybe it's a bit too heavy.
No, I got it. I just gotta get used to it. So where do we go?
Okay, so you go to this other area. Talia points out to you that she used to hide here and look between a V of a tree, and there's a little clearing in front. And you can see, just like before, that whoever spent time here did it with very little care. And, you know, they've kind of dug a little hole in the ground and stuck a stick in it. You know, it looks like it was set up with a branch broken off so they could hang something on it. And, you know, once again, there's little bits of stuff around, like little bits of a quill and some little corners of some paper, things like that. And Talia, you see again, no one's been here for like over a month. Along the way, Talia also pointed out to you a section where the girl would stop and pick more berries, and there's also a tree, a hickory tree, where occasionally she would get some of the hickory nuts that had fallen out of the shell, so she didn't prick her fingers. And at the one space she just showed you, you can see there's a stone with another stone laying next to it, and a bunch of like a little pot, like not even in a pile, it's just kind of scattered all over, little bits of hickory nut shells that have been kind of picked out, a lot of them, the meat of the nuts out of it.
Like a squirrel.
Right. Except you can tell that the nuts were crushed by stones.
One time, I saw
So
a bunch of
does
red
it-
fluffy
there was-
squirrels. I won't tell the squirrel story
That's
yet.
okay. You can if you want.
No, that's okay. I was just gonna tell a story, but you probably found
They
something.
weren't
What'd you find?
cannibal squirrels, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
They were. There was a
Maybe
lot of them. though.
Carnivores?
Yeah.
Oh, it was a sea of squirrels.
Mhm.
Once again, I can back him up on this. This is 100% true.
Mhm.
I don't know why I have to start conversations off like that, but anyway, yes, it felt like a sea of squirrels.
In
Mhm.
the,
There's a lot of
what was that big forest called? Like the Green Sea or something?
Oh, the Green Sea, yeah. It was an unsettling amount of squirrels, like all of the squirrels.
Huh.
Like
That was after an inn disappeared and took our horses.
that mother Jack Goodfellow,
How do you make that
Stole our-
sound every time?
Bacchus.
Eldred goes,
I
"It's
assumed it
gas."
was mad.
Nope. Eldred, shut up.
Okay.
Is Bacchus that helps me? That is. He is censoring me from on high. He's cool with
I
a bunch
was
of other
only going-
stuff.
Anyway, I fed a squirrel, and then they followed us, and there was more and more and more of them, and it was days that they were following us. But they never ate us, so they weren't carnivorous, I don't think.
Eldred just says, yeah, it started off as one squirrel with Reed, and then he told two friends, and they told two friends, and then they told two friends.
That tends to be how it goes when you start feeding the wildlife, yeah.
So,
I thought it was
Let's
because
say
it
she
smelled
hasn't
like
been
bacon.
here in a while either. So.
Does it look like there's been a struggle again, or no, or
It's pretty obvious, no. Both
It
places,
doesn't look like
Talia,
she-
you can tell that The only disturbance is from someone who isn't familiar with spending time in the woods, who kind of just is sitting there like they're sitting in their salon or living room at home, kind of snacking away and doing their stuff.
They know
No
mom will
actual
clean up
struggles.
after them.
Guys,
Glad they're not-
maybe you could.
Yeah,
maybe
word
you
read,
could do.
Yes.
Maybe you could do your magic to find like her nose.
That is still a
Or
part
a
of the
toe.
person. I
Okay.
need to be somewhat familiar with the object I'm finding. Hence why I am the one who created the objects I gave to everybody. In your case,
Ah.
Reed, I have been around you for so long with that thing in your head. Also applies there. I can't.
Did I ever see
use
anything
the-
like on her, like a specific accessory or anything that I could describe to Gaius?
She didn't wear one thing constantly. She seemed to have quite a collection of clothes and have little bits of jewelry here and there quite a bit as well, which you found
But
quite
no one
odd for
specific
somebody so
accessory.
young.
But no one specific accessory that
No.
she. All right.
She
Favorite.
just wore a whole bunch of different stuff constantly.
Hey, Talia, is there anything in the woods that would like maybe like take her?
The main part of the woods is mostly just normal game. There are the bark squishers, but they mostly go after animals of their own. They don't quite care about people because people
The
are bigger
bark
than them.
squisher?
Bark
What's a bark
squisher?
squisher?
Remember what you were eating this morning? What was stuffed?
Should have
They're,
asked.
Is it like a
What did
tree
they look
squid? Because I've killed those. I don't know what they're called. Reed, you were there, man.
I
They
know.
had the chameleon fact, and I just blasted it out of the sky like high noon.
They were-
Blam.
They were creepy.
it has few arms, many arms. They move about the trees. They tend to attack smaller game.
Do they have
That
a,
does sound-
a natural
Oh.
camouflage to them?
Yeah.
Ooh, oh. Would you say they have arms or tentacles? Is there a bone in them, or do they have a Yeah, like, are their arms have like bone inside of them? Like,
No, they're
articulate-
boneless.
yes. I at least call those tentacles. When you interact with creatures of the sea, they don't have bone because that would make them sink. But I ran into a similar beast that I just nicknamed Tree Squid because I am that creative as a person. So, I ate some of those now. Okay. Better than stoat.
It wasn't bad.
It
Yeah.
wasn't bad. I am
As far as I know, these ones
content.
don't come from the ocean.
Are
They
they-
only live here in the woods.
Yes, no, that's so. You
Are
know
they
what? The Green
furry?
Sea has them. No,
No.
no. Not the
Mine
Green Sea
are not
versions.
They just-
furry.
Yeah, they
But
have.
they're
I
very,
am having a very
as far as I've been able to tell, they have very little, they're mostly muscle.
Yes,
And therefore it makes it easier for them to move about nimbly and get into small spaces.
yes, they have. They are.
But one of those
Uh,
wouldn't have taken a full-sized human being.
Yes, no. Okay, so there's no.
Talia, you have
Natural
seen
predator.
some pretty large ones, but you've never actually seen them. The really large ones you've seen have usually been pretty high up in the trees and just kind of sitting there, camouflage, but you recognize them because it looked like a big growth on the tree. But you've seen some that could take a child. You don't see a lot of them. They're more the usual size, but you have
Okay.
seen some pretty big ones.
Okay. So, anything, I would say, larger than the two of you, gesturing to Nikita and Butt Trumpet, it usually gets left alone.
So
I am
I'm
assuming
in
as a
danger.
human she would. Yes, you are.
Yes, she was. She was definitely taller than the two of you.
Yeah,
I like attempt to climb on Nikita's shoulders. How about now?
Maybe.
I think you could contend. Yeah, that you're probably about the same height now.
I do like fisticuffs
Okay.
arms.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, so you don't have like bears that'll drag people away and then in their near area,
Not
or
unless you provoke them first. Some of them are territorial, but again, if you don't bother their nests or their young, they
hmm.
don't really try to hurt other
Okay.
people.
Well,
What about bandits? We saw bandits before, not too far.
This is
Not
Well, they
around
were
here.
yeah, they were more in the hills further east.
They
Everyone
did
that I've seen in the
kill
woods are
some of the.
people that
Thalia, you
I've
were
only
saying?
seen locals in the woods. I said I've only seen locals in the woods.
In the
Never
woods. Hmm.
unfamiliar, and no one unfamiliar or heard anything about issues with bandits of late.
Okay, so I think we can at least determine that she at least wasn't taken by wildlife on one of her excursions, which we thought was probably a lower likelihood. Talia, we heard that there's a enclave, a group of was it goblins to the north. Have you had any interaction with them at
You've
all?
seen them, Talia. There's, everyone take off your headphones with Talia there. Talia, you know that to the far north there is a large gathering of green goblins. They kind of stay to themselves up there, haven't really been a problem to anybody. They kind of stay away from town and such. In further in towards the mountains, there is you've occasionally seen coming from that direction gray goblins, and it's been rare. It's only once in a while they seem to kind of come out of their territory, but they are particularly nasty.
And you said they were from where?
West, northwest. Like the
Near
green
the.
goblins are directly north in this section of the woods, way above
But the
the
gray
village.
ones tend to be more towards northwest.
Correct. And they see every now and then one or two of them will come out of their territory. It's almost like because you kind of know the area, you get the feeling that every now and then they're just spying on the green goblins to kind of make sure that they're staying in where they're meant to be.
Making sure no one's messing with each other's territory.
Exactly. Come on, guys. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Butt Trumpet. That helped.
I'm good for something.
You're good for many things. The goblins, I've seen them not very often, but I have seen them before. They live very far north, but they try to keep to themselves. They only really care about making sure their territory is undisturbed. I've never heard of them raiding this place.
I figured it wasn't something we needed to worry about, but I had heard, so I was curious if you had interacted with them on business of some sort.
Interacted? No, I don't deal with the goblins. We keep to ourselves.
So we can write off the goblins, the woods, potentially as places she went.
Well, the woods is still a possibility because she wasn't seen here for a couple of weeks, and that's how long she's been missing, and this seems to be a very noticeable place for her to be. So it is entirely possible that she was seen here and known to be taken from here. So maybe not by
She was taken
wildlife,
from
but
here.
perhaps
Wasn't from these spots, from her usual haunts, and I don't know where else. For other than these places that I've seen her, where she would have spent her time if it was within the woods.
So we won't rule them out. We'll put them on the back burner for now. And then I think we should probably try to, and anyone correct me if they have a better idea, maybe interact with some of the townsfolk, interact with some of the family members before the party. Because as much as the mayor seemed to be very helpful and willing to assist, I kind of want to talk to them, these people on our own before potentially anybody else gets to.
I agree. I
And
think we should try to be on terms with the Fairfaxes, Greens, and Ackermans prior to the party and maybe see if the daughters are willing to speak because the daughters, hopefully, will not be getting inebriated at the party and having them be aware of us is a good idea and we can make good with the parents at the party.
also,
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else need. I personally think I need to go talk to the Worthingtons that are still in town
Hmm.
and pass along the message that their family members died on the road to those bandits and the condolences.
Yeah.
That is not obviously related to our business here, but it is something I feel compelled to do. It's not
No, that makes
necessarily related. So, if maybe some of you want to go talk to some people while I do that, that way it's just a bad business what happened to them. And
Agreed.
Split the party.
in the town I'm literally just going to offer condolences to people. If they murder me, I have a twin brother who's
What does that
nearby.
mean?
Don't worry about it.
Named Flyus.
Yeah, Flyus. He's super charismatic.
Thalia, give me a perception check, please.
He's a sangria wizard.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh god.
Okay.
19.
Wizard of
You
Rum.
can't help but notice that when Gaius says he has a twin brother, pretty much everyone in the group just kind of smiles and looks at each other knowingly.
Is this another
Thalia,
one
that
of
was-
those?
Oh, you see, when I make a super obvious that's a lie, that was a joke lie, I don't have a twin brother. If I die, it's going to be horrific and traumatic for all of my friends. This is
It
just a joke.
I mean,
Say
we
that-
do all have dark
There's
twins,
me.
apparently.
Oh shit,
This
we
is
do
true.
have dark twins. And you know what? We're going to blow Talia's mind with that later.
I never got to see my twin.
He was darker than you
No, I don't.
in clothing.
Spoopy.
I think it's this. I think I'll take you all back to town now.
Yeah, Thalia, you have to get some hunting done and check your traps.
Mhm.
So you head back to town and you kind of leave the forest and you're on this side of the river. Thalia then says she'll makes plans with you when she should catch up with you again, or Eldred suggests when do we want to meet up with Thalia again?
Ooh, why don't you go to the party?
Actually, you will be seeing me there. Yeah.
Oh, you're coming to the party.
Ah,
Excellent.
I
We're
was
all allowed to go, right?
invited.
Why wouldn't everybody be allowed to go?
I don't know. I don't get invited to many
It
parties.
sounded like
The mayor specifically made it sound like everybody was invited.
But you were thinking when, Talia?
I guess if you guys want to find me, I can make myself available sometime tonight, a bit before sundown.
Okay.
I should have had time
So-
to at least check my traps, done some light hunting to see if I can find the game requested for tomorrow's party.
That's fair.
Sounds
We
great.
can probably
And
take a
if you
good chunk of the day.
Yeah.
And we can relay whatever information we find to you. And I mean, you're a local. I know you're not necessarily in touch with the town is all, but you might, being around here, you might know more than you think you do. You might have heard a thing or a rumor that our information and that hopefully, like I said, hopefully it'll just help assist us in finding this poor girl, or hopefully on her fairy tale dream journey. Not likely. At least hopefully she's not tied up somewhere waiting for ransom.
I'll keep an eye on the area. If I spot anything unusual that I believe
Oh,
could
yeah,
be relevant
suspect.
to this, I'll pass
Yeah.
it along while I'm.
Eldred says,
Dude,
you know, we
I'm
didn't
making my
ask
rounds.
about that if there was been a ransom note or anything.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
I thought we asked Silas Marner.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Oh, we might have asked if they checked the mail.
Ah.
Yeah.
oh, I
don't
asked
know
about a
if you want
ransom. I asked about
awfully
it as far as
incompetent kidnappers if they didn't immediately send the ransom note.
that's why I'm more of thinking she might have ran away. Obviously, I'm hoping it's a fairy tale thing and not something worse. Yes. Flashback to Gaius being like, was there a note or anything that was delivered into the mail? And Silas said, oh no, but we'll send people a check.
Yeah, I don't know if they ever
That's
got
where
back.
we left it.
Double check then with Silas.
Yeah, at least nothing when the last time the mail was collected.
So Thalia goes back into the woods and pretty quickly disappears from view. Even
Thank
though
you for your help.
She leans out from a tree, waves, and then is just kind of melts into the forest. What is the next plan?
She seemed nice.
Very. I'm really worried about these tree squishing huggy fuckers. What the hell?
Oh God, you haven't. Okay.
What?
Okay. Hot topic. I gotta bring up to you, Nikita. Remember how
Yeah.
big the body of water was right next to Seven Rivers?
Yeah, it was huge.
Was that the biggest body of water you've ever seen?
Yes.
I'm going to blow your mind. There are bigger.
What?
Yeah,
Why?
bigger. Just how worlds work. Anyway, the reason why I'm trying to say, so squid are a creature that are. Imagine like if you cut your hand off and removed all the bones from it. There's a creature that's kind of like that, except they have a mouth in the palm of its hand. And they can camouflage themselves. This is a horrifying description as I'm doing this. That is actually
Yeah.
making squids much worse.
Yeah.
But also kind of accurate for someone who has never seen aquatic animals before. So needless to say, oh, hey, remember how we fought those slimes in the sewers?
Yes.
Imagine if they had tentacles.
Oh,
On
come
top of
on,
everything.
man.
Shit like that lives
That's no.
in the ocean.
I don't want.
And they go
Why?
from like tiny cute to ship sinking potentially.
Why? Why would a police arm in the hand be cute? What?
Oh, you got to see
Okay,
it
I
to
need
believe it.
alcohol.
Oh, here, and guy just passes over a skin of wine. There you go.
Ah.
Anywho,
Eldred says these
Sure.
tree squishies, huggers, scoogies things. I think
Yeah.
the guys is trying to say there's things in the ocean called octopuses, and these.
or squid. They're similar. I got the vibe that now, you created these, Paul. Were they more octopi than squid or
Yeah,
squid?
they're basically octopuses that live in trees, but
Yeah.
for some reason they get called tree squid.
The fuck, man.
Of course.
Why do we have to be so wrong about anyway? Yeah, so,
They're
despite
not
the
called
fact that
water
they look like,
possums. I mean, it's a small little thing. you
and
know.
it was anyway. Yeah, so there's these versions that are apparently land based, and Reed and Eldred and I fought some because they tried to eat us.
And then
They
we ate
immediately
them.
and then they immediately regretted it.
Mhm.
Were they easy to kill? At least this will relax me.
I critted them out of the sky, so I don't have a good basis on actual difficulty.
Oh, I didn't
You can
realize they
lie
also
now.
flied.
They fell
What?
out of the sky. Oh, you know what? I nicknamed them drop squids because they drop on you.
I think I want
That's
to be
the
unconscious again.
Nope, not gonna. Well, I mean, I could. Here's more wine, but I don't think that's
Ah,
gonna help.
Eva.
You need to interact with people. Actually, you know what? Drink a moderate amount of wine before you interact with people. I find that helps me.
Start this.
Yeah,
I am
drop
very concerned.
squid.
Drop
Listen,
squid. Just
Remember, why is this blowing your mind? The shit we seen in the sewers of Seven Rivers was far worse.
Plus, you got a helmet.
I'm used
I don't
to
think we'll
things
destroy your helmet.
happened.
There was a. I
Yeah,
can
that
only
matters.
imagine a shit I can
That
only
matters.
imagine a shit elemental. Because I don't think it was a god. It was a creature made of feces. Why is this a big
Yeah,
deal?
it's just poop
It's just an animal with no bones.
that I've never
And,
seen before with like skin and
but good
fucking
news,
hand brows.
good news, you've already eaten it.
This is true, and it was
You've
pretty
already,
good. And what's her? Thalia can kill them. Da. So
yeah.
okay,
Hey,
okay.
and
Feeling a
also
little better.
Eldred Reed and I murdered them as well.
Killed.
This is right.
We defeated.
You know what?
them.
I gotta stop using murder so much to describe the death of things.
Mhm.
We were yeah. You know what? We were death adjacent to these creatures when they passed away. So
Think of it as diplomacy, says Eldred.
yes, yeah. I diplomacied it the hell out of it with guiding bolt.
They're killable. I just
They're killable.
Okay. Yep.
Hey, and they taste better than stoats.
I definitely
I'm
think.
pretty.
I definitely think Nikita. They were easier to kill than those slime things in the sewer.
Oh, that is a relief.
Oh
That
yeah,
is a relief.
yeah.
Those
They're
were a
way easier.
pain.
Granted, the ones
Yeah.
we killed were butt trumpet size, I think. Yeah, that feels right.
Okay,
2
so
feet.
you're standing between the woods and the river. Where are you headed as you're talking?
Oh yes, sorry.
The
I
families.
think yes.
Yes, the
Gaius
friends.
will go. Gaius will go off to the Worthingtons to pass his condolences to them. If the rest of the party, you guys choose your own. With Gaius' blessing, choose your own path to who do you want to talk to first.
Are we gonna meet up at the end?
Wherever we told we'd meet Thalia later tonight. Yes, that is where. I mean, this town isn't very big, right, Paul? It's one major road.
It's a couple different roads, but there's like no one major road. They kind of go around the buildings, and there's one major one that goes up the hill. But yeah, no, it's one of the districts of Seven Rivers. You could probably fit about 12 of these towns.
Gotcha. So yeah, let's where we told we'd meet Thalia, which I'm assuming is at the Sunny Side Up Inn or whatever the hell his name is.
Sunny
'Cause I'm-
Day?
yeah,
The sunny days in.
exactly.
Okay, so Gaius is going to head north along this side of the river, where the rest.
Maybe Eldred should go with Gaius, since Gaius is the one who
I
can
don't
find
know.
everybody.
But they're the only two humans in a human city. If we're
Yeah,
going to go
I
talk
think
to,
we give some representation.
Hey,
they're not
listen,
gonna.
humans known for their lack of caring
Tact.
about other people's colors, height, or they're known for their just complete tact and not being douchebags about.
Oh, you said lack of. That's when I
Differences.
said tact.
So
So
I think
Eldred.
we should go and visit the other
Yeah.
families. Yes, we'll take
Humans
our
are
time
awesome.
going to the Fairfaxes, the Ackermans, and the Greens.
Okay.
Yeah. How do we find them?
Okay, while you're working on how to find them, we'll deal with Gaius headed north along the river. Gaius, you see the mill way up ahead on the right-hand side, and those kind of shed, partial barn-looking buildings that are right kind of along the tree line on, the left of the path. And the bridge is up ahead as well.
This is the direction. If I remember properly, I'd asked Oliver where the Worthingtons were,
and this is the
when we
direction he
arrived.
told you.
Okay.
And you notice that a lot of these buildings are kind of like shoebox sized, kind of barn like buildings that are shoebox sized. Most of them have the barn doors in the front open. You see a blacksmith kind of working on stuff. You see a number of woodworkers. You see a couple furniture makers. Further up, closer to the mill, you see one of these buildings. The doors are shut, and it's green with a red roof with something painted like some sort of design painted on the side in yellow.
And I recognize the color pattern because Reed had described the wagons he saw stolen. So I will head over there.
Okay. You approach, and it appears to be shut, sealed up.
Knock on the door.
You hear some muttering. You hear, we told you to go away.
I don't think you told me to go away. I am apparently someone different.
You hear some things unlatching and everything. The door is slid to the side. You see two very large, muscular guys, young guys, who say, we said go away. And you can tell whoever sent you, it's not for sale. They slammed the door, and that's where we'll end it tonight.
I'm here about the world again!
Everyone, thank you for joining us this evening. We stream every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find us on Twitch at Grognard and Friends, and catch up on previous episodes on YouTube at Grognard and Friends. We're new, we're small. We'd appreciate if you gave us a follow or a subscribe or a thumbs up or anything that would help. Tune in next week, same Grognard time, same Grognard channel, and whatever you do, with all the madness and violence happening in the world, whoever you're with or whoever you're doing things with, just be kind.
Hey there, kid! Come and talk to me. I think you're cute. Don't mind that I'm 23.